Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of the Captain Logan Show. It is I, Captain Logan, and joining me, as always, is my son and chat moderator and co-host, Jason.
It's me.
And we also brought in Austin because he knows more than me about news that came out. Hi, Austin. Thanks for being here so that I don't have to work as hard. I appreciate it. No, it's good to see you.
I didn't prepare, so I'm prepared to react.
I bet everything that we'll bring up on this list I found will be things you've heard about. And we won't hit absolutely everything. I found an IGN article that brought up all the major stuff that was announced during Comic-Con, and we'll focus, of course, primarily on the MCU and the comic stuff.
That makes sense.
But anyway, how the heck is everybody? I have been ostensibly off this week, although I've already done one stream, did a comic stream yesterday, and we wanted to work this in somewhere this week because next Monday we're going to be reviewing the new Spider-Man movie. I always forget titles of Spider-Man movies now.
Yeah.
It's Brand New Day. See, it starts with
a
B,
and
it makes you want to go Brave New World, and it drives me absolutely. Spider-Man Brave New Day.
Oh. I keep merging them. I keep thinking,
sorry, just in the moment, that's what I was doing. Apologies, folks. And I'm actually ahead of the game for me anyway this time, because I've already seen it, and I won't say anything tonight. No spoilers whatsoever. I'm not even going to tell you whether I liked it or not. I'm gonna try really hard not to accidentally reveal that somewhere during this stream, especially because we'll be talking about MCU. And so it's easy to accidentally spill the beans. But next Monday, I'll have a panel for that. Austin actually won't be able to make that stream, so he'll have to tell us somewhere else once he gets around to seeing that movie what he thinks of it. But we'll have, at least right now, the plan is me, Jason, Robert, and Connor will all be there. So we'll have a little panel for you on Monday. So look forward to that. So tonight we're going to get away from our regular format again. We'll just do a special. We can cap this off at an hour if we don't have too much to say about everything. We can go a little longer than that if we need to. Jason, if you get too tired and you got to go to bed before we finish, feel free. Austin and I can take the rest of it.
Yeah.
We're both a little out of it right now. But
I'm very out of it.
but anyway, so we won't have.
This is the effect of Spider-Man on your brain.
I mean, I'm not gonna say either way because I don't want people to know what I think of that movie yet. But anyway, so
Well, that could be a good thing. It could be like it rocked me so much, like I can't think of anything else.
True.
Or it could be bad. I don't know.
It totally could. Who knows? Clearly, I just need to be getting more sleep in general. But we're not going to have a break tonight. We won't do a second half that's mostly Q&A, but we will do Q&A throughout, of course. So if there's anything you want us to bring up that we might not about Comic-Con news or anything else in the geeky sphere, it is a Captain Logan show. Feel free to leave a super chat, any dollar amount, and we will guarantee that we'll spend at least a little bit of time on your topic, and we will hit them as close to right away if they are relevant to what we are currently talking about. I see lots of folks in the comments. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. We will respond to as many things as we can, and Jason, of course, will be chat moderating, so if there's something you want us to talk about, make sure to, outside of super chats, of course, make sure to tag Jason. Yes. Jason, do you see anything that we really need to address before we get started?
No.
Any brilliant comments?
No.
Jason's not impressed with any of your comments. Okay, here we go.
No, there's just stuff that we'll get to, so.
All right, cool. Yeah, I saw a lot of people before we started. I'm not happy with this director choice for Ghost Rider. Yeah. Lots of that. So we'll talk about it.
That's what I was gonna bring up. I'm like, we'll talk about that.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
All right. So here is a kind of concise list of everything from IGN. Not like my favorite website or anything, but this is a useful article. So we will go through it. Here we go. San Diego Comicon 2026. The first thing on this list is the new poster that we got for Doomsday. The suit looks cool.
It's so good.
It's a pretty outfit. I can't complain about anything I'm seeing with this. I guess throwing the Avengers logo inside of the word Doomsday was inevitable. Like, of course we're doing that.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, of course. We should have found a way to fit all of the different hero logos in there.
That would have been insane.
That would have been terrible.
What letters do we even have here that we could do it with, right? Because it's like...
Well, the X-Men logo has a circle around it, so you can just use that as an O.
Okay, that is one of the O's. I don't know what you do with either with the other O.
And the four would be a Y. That would be the Y at the end of Doomsday.
Doctor Strange isn't in the movie, so you don't get a D or an S that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I guess the only other one would be the New Avengers logo, and I don't know where you put that.
Sure. Did you hear what Jason said? He said Y for Yelena.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. Because we all know she has a logo. So I don't know. I'm a sucker for like epic posters that have one character on them. You know, I like those.
Well, I like that he looks like the big scary bad guy.
Yeah, he looks menacing.
The trailer they released, and again, I keep going back to that leaked synopsis that seems like it could be exactly what's happening. We'll find out, but I'm hearing a lot of people perplexed and bewildered by the Doctor Doom voiceover that we have at the beginning of that trailer, where it's like, well, he sort of sounds like a hero, and it's like, yeah, he's either pretending to be that, or he's being, ambiguous and just going, look, the multiverse is going to be destroyed, and I know how to fix it. But for the audience, in posters, they're going, well, yes, he's the bad guy.
And I mean, it's not hard, but this is the best Doom live action suit.
Yeah, like it's a low bar, but it looks excellent. I don't know what you think, Austin. Sometimes you notice stuff that bugs you that I never would have thought of. Like it looks close enough to comic book accurate Doctor Doom to me. What do you think?
Yeah. My first reaction was just, he looks a little chunky in the poster, but that's about it. I don't know. It's very like samurai kind of thing that they're going for Doom's look.
Maybe that's why I like it.
I've got no real issues with it.
I have no problem with that personally.
No, neither do I. I'm just saying, like, that's clearly what they're going for. I did see, because at the panel at the con, they brought all the actors out, of course, and Downey was talking in his Doom voice, and I saw like a million posts that were like, wait a minute, this is the voice he's doing? And it's probably just because it's off the cuff and like months after he was actually doing the voice filming. So like it's probably a little awkward, but it was just kind of funny. Just like a bunch of people like, oh wait a minute, this is his Doom voice.
What would have been amazing is if he had done that voice when he was on stage at the Comic-Con where they announced that he was Doom, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing? What is that?
So I saw that clip again recently, and I'd completely forgotten about this. But if you go back to that video where he like takes the mask off, the funniest thing about it is because there's all the Dooms, right? And then his Doom walks in and he takes the mask off, and it's Downey. But as he grabs the mask, somebody really loudly yells, "It's Jared Leto!" and he rips the mask off, and it like completely ruins the moment, and it's beautiful.
That's spectacular.
Really?
Yeah.
That guy gets a prize. That's so good.
Yeah. No, the heavens shine brightly on that man.
Bob the Hun put in a $2 super chat. Thanks a lot. It says, what's the leak synopsis? I haven't seen it. We're not going to go back through the whole thing because there's a decent number of details, but we talked about it again at the Captain Logan Show we did, I think, last week. And then we did a whole show breaking it down a few months ago when it was leaked. So you can go back and take a look at that. And it's online. You just look up Doomsday leaked synopsis, and you'll find the same thing that we were looking at. Jason, would you hit those other couple of super chats before we move on?
Yeah. We have a super chat.
I want to keep up with them. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have a $2 super chat from Dan Schneider. Remember when IGN had Babe of the Week? Real thing.
It was a different time, man.
Yeah.
I do not know about that. No. That's funny.
I don't either, but I'm not surprised. I mean, a lot of the early video game journalist sites and TV things did a lot of things like that.
Yeah, I know, that's very fair. I watched a video once about like the early Game Awards, and when that first started, because it was on Spike TV, they had like bikini women, and they would write the names of the games like on them, and they would like walk out. And they wouldn't do speeches or anything. Like have the people come up to get an award. It was just that.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, that's hilarious.
And then we have a $5 super chat from Chewbacca's Lover. It's as good as MCU Doom suit is going to be. Still has that MCU unnecessary patterns on the costume thing, but other than that, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to just fault MCU for that. That's just modern superhero suits. Yeah. Like DC has also been at fault for that. They do the same thing, but I mean, I agree with you. I guess I wish that stuff wasn't there, but it's understated enough compared to something like the Dark Knight Batman suit and things like that. Like there's a lot of suits where
Batman suit is probably the worst. For
there's way too many lines. Yeah, that thing drives me insane. And
a mess. Yeah.
When not to derail too much, but when the look of that was revealed like 6 months before the movie came out, it was on like a white background, and I remember this. There were these press photos where Bale in that suit was on like a white background. They did it with the Joker also, and like a lot of light hitting it. And I'm like, well, this suit is not meant to be seen in this light, obviously. Like it's gonna look a lot better
like this. Like it's really
yes. Remember that? And I was like, it's gonna look. Yeah. They looked like they were posing for a like Adam West Batman photo,
like an Eminem album or something. Like, for the cover of it, like.
And then, well, I'm thinking of that, but the reason I said Adam West is, have you ever seen the Life magazine cover with Adam West as Batman, where he's doing this? Like it looked like that.
I don't know that.
He at least didn't have a giant smile on his face. I actually have a copy of that somewhere. But it's a real famous Life cover. But
yeah.
Anyway, I just brought that up to say and then I figured like the Tumblr. I would see it in the movie and I would like it well enough in context. And I mean, it's better in the dark, but it's still too busy. Like I still don't like what that suit looks like even in the film.
Yeah. No, for sure. But with Doom, his suit also reminds me on the chest a bit of what they did with Mysterio. I don't know if you had that.
I didn't think of that.
Kind of how they had to it.
That makes sense. Yeah, and I actually think the squares and stuff look kind of cool.
Yeah, like I said, I've got nothing against it.
I don't know why he has a bandage on his arm. Like that's kind of weird. That's one of the things that makes it look sort of samurai. It's like a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you have random bandages?
I just got a vaccine.
Anyway, moving right along. Black Panther 3 release date confirmed by Marvel. David Johnson cast as the new Black Panther. It was kind of odd to me that that news came out at Comic-Con, because I remember thinking just a couple days before that, why have we not gotten any word yet on another Black Panther? You'd think that we would have already heard they were going to go into production on that right after Secret Wars, and then lo and behold, there it was. Like, I was just thinking about that 48 hours before the announcement.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we kind of just knew was probably going to be right after that. Like, there's just been kind of murmurings. Like, I think Coogler talked about that was probably going to be his next movie.
No, I didn't.
I think Denzel Washington. There was like that thing where like he leaked kind of that he's involved in some capacity.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Do we think he'll be the bad guy?
But that's what I assume. Yeah, that feels like bad guy casting to me, but maybe not. Who knows?
So, I'm gonna go with the possible hot take on this. Although I imagine fans might be split down the middle. You guys tell me what you think with this. I've not seen David Johnson in a lot of stuff. I did really like him in Alien Romulus. I think he is spectacular casting. I wish it was just recasting T'Challa. I think he is a really good casting for that actual character. And at least it's gonna be a T'Challa, sort of. But they're doing exactly what I knew they were gonna do. Which is not surprising, and I'm not like impressive for calling this or anything, but I was kind of hoping against hope that we could soft reboot this, like it seems like we'll probably be doing with Iron Man and maybe Captain America. We don't know all of that for sure, but there's been a lot of rumors and murmurings that we'll get a new a new actor cast as Tony Stark. Was kind of hoping that we could get the same thing for T'Challa, and we could kind of throw out this he's got a kid, let's age him up thing. And nope, he's got a kid, we're aging him up. It's going to be just a straight up Black Panther 3 and not any kind of soft reboot thing. Or is the soft reboot going to be somehow this kid is just a lot older now and there won't even be an explanation for it? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? David Johnson, I think, is one of the best like working younger actors right now. He's amazing, and my initial reaction was like, "Oh, I'm kind of disappointed that he's being wasted on just T'Challa too."
Oh, sure.
If he were just T'Challa, like normally, I think that'd be better. But I did have just like a little bit of like I feel like he's kind of above this, but that's fine. I'm sure he'll be great. Like.
Hopefully
Definitely.
it elevates the material. Hopefully they write a better script for him than we had with Wakanda Forever. And to, Coogler's credit and in their defense, like, that was a hard movie to try to paste together and rush out the way they did. And they shouldn't have rushed it, and they should have spent more time on it, and they should have reworked it even more from the ground up than they did. But...
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's such just like a bizarre trilogy now, and obviously like rock in a hard place, right? Like
it's gonna
get
be
it,
weirder
but
than
at the
the
same
Wolverine
time,
trilogy.
That's gonna have a different protagonist each movie.
My thing with this movie,
yeah, it's the inverse of Wolverine. Wolverine is the same protagonist, but feels like sort of a different character every movie, and is in a different timeline every movie, and the movies are arguably even in different genres, kind of. And with this, it's the same genre all three times, very similar tones, totally different protagonist every time.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, and same director.
And the same director. That makes it even weirder. But with Wolverine, you get that 2 out of 3 times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
true.
My thing with this,
go ahead, Jason.
With this Black Panther project is I really just have lost interest in anything Black Panther at this point. I love that first movie. Wakanda Forever is terrible, and I don't know. I mean, it could definitely surprise me. But I'm not super stoked for it. at this point.
No, I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think for me, like, I am disappointed that we're wasting just such a great actor on just T'Challa 2. Like, everything around T'Challa 2 is so weird.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, my immediate, like, walking out of Sinners thing was like, I need Coogler to never go back to Marvel. He needs to be doing things like this where he can, like, actually thrive. So I am kind of disappointed that he went back to the machine, but whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, your perspective is a little different than mine because I like that first movie more than you do, and I'd love to think that he could come back around and kind of make that magic happen again. But I also agree with you that, well, I'm not fully expecting that to happen. This whole thing is gotten so odd and compromised. But and I'm not saying that Black Panther is like you know the best film ever made or anything. It's in my mind a great movie for superhero movies and for MCU. But I don't have the like masterpiece film that some people do with that. So yeah, I totally get what you're saying. The fear is both of those talents will feel like they're wasted when they could have made something else great together. Together or
Yeah,
separately.
that's just kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like I said, you like the first Black Panther more than I do, but like just for me, like comparing that to like Creed and then Sinners, I'm like the Black Panther movies are such a dip in quality for me between those other two things. I'm like, you belong in this world, man. Get out of the factory.
I will make an odd prediction, and I've suggested before that they could maybe do this. I'm going to flat out predict it now. I think they could introduce Storm in that movie.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty likely.
I really do, because the next phase, the next saga, excuse me, is supposed to be the mutant saga, and I think you'll see a lot of non-X-Men movies with introductions of mutants that will then show up in X-Men movies.
You could do like the Avengers thing, but you're not going to do like Cyclops the movie, Storm the movie, and whatnot. But just like pepper them each into different movies, I guess, and do that kind of Avengers thing, but built into other properties.
Well, and also keep in mind, Avengers did both. Like they also sprinkled characters into other movies. Like Hawkeye starts in Thor, and Black Widow starts in Iron Man 2. They did both.
No, that's true too.
And so this could be exactly like that.
I just don't really see them making other than Wolverine. I don't really see them doing individual X-Men movies first. Like I don't know how well that would do.
Really hope they don't.
Yeah.
And like some of those
but
characters,
we'll get Storm and Black Panther, Magic and Ghost Rider.
or if they made a Doctor Strange 3, you could throw her there. Like there's a lot of mutants in other people's movies that would make sense, and there are like creative and intelligent ways to do that. I'm not even saying I don't want to see that. I think introducing Storm in Black Panther is a perfect way to introduce that character.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, moving right along.
I just hope they have more mutants in their mutant saga than multiverse in their multiverse saga. Because I mean,
at least it's weird to call the mutants a concept, but for a saga, but as concepts go, it's a thing that more people will be excited to see and will want to see a lot of. So with multiverse, a lot of people are like, I'm tired of like all these other dimensions. It's such a gimmick. The mutants won't feel it. I mean, it could be really gimmicky, but just on the face of it, it doesn't feel like such a gimmick because there are a lot of characters there people want to see. And B, it's a whole part of the Marvel Universe they haven't been able to deal with.
Right.
And so making that the next big thing, I don't know. I don't love the word saga because it suggests like a big overarching story narrative revolving around them, and we pretended like we were doing that with multiverse, and that wasn't really what we were doing. I mean,
there's more
to some degree with the Kang stuff, and obviously we threw that away. But like there are movies that broach the multiverse but aren't really talking to each other, don't really have a lot to, and you could say the same thing I guess about the Infinity Stones, but then we like brought all those together at the end. There's not really any culmination with multiverse so much as just, well, we found out there were some other dimensions and now we're gonna destroy them all and then put them all together. Like okay, so you just kept like reintroducing the concept of multiverse and that was your saga. With mutants, I don't even love calling it a saga. Just be like, we got mutants now and that's what we're focusing on. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. We did miss talking about the Doomsday trailer that they did. I don't know if you saw that.
I heard about it,
Yeah.
but I don't. Has it actually leaked where you can watch
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it leaked.
Yeah, it
Oh, I've
has,
not seen it. Okay,
I saw
that's
it.
why I
I've seen
skipped
it,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys can talk about it if you want to.
I saw it once. I mean, but
Yeah, I saw it when it came out. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I
There
just
were some
remember,
good shots of Doom. That's all I remember.
Oh,
yeah,
actually,
I just remember
I
some of the lines. That's about it.
yeah. In this list of things, I thought there was a breakdown of it, but I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's later. But anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had a couple of clips, but I haven't been able to watch them yet.
And I think it was only like a minute long. It was pretty
Yeah,
short.
it was pretty short.
Okay. Next thing on this list, Deadpool and Peggy Carter confirmed for Avengers Doomsday. Hey Austin, this is also kind of suggesting that leaked synopsis could be onto some things. Deadpool shows up at the opening, according to that, along with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. We'll see if that actually ends up happening. But he's in it. Aren't we surprised? And I still say, Austin, I'm going to hang on to the prediction I had all the way back with Deadpool and Wolverine, that they're going to pay off that whole silly thing with him and Thor having a moment on the monitor in Deadpool and Wolverine.
They will.
That will be in there. I about guarantee it.
Oh, that's how they announced it. They were at the panel, and then they had Ryan Reynolds in the gray Deadpool suit in the audience, and he asks the question, "Why was Thor crying?" And I was like, "Oh God."
Oh, okay.
Because you and I argued about this. I was like, that'd be so cringy if they did that. That's definitely just a joke.
They made too big of a deal out of it in that movie, and they kept calling back to it. And that made me go, I mean, yeah, it could be just a joke, but I don't know. Just knowing MCU, like, they're going to play that serious at some point. And here we are. They're totally
I'm going to be
going
so distracted because they just reused shots from Dark World for that bit.
Oh, they did?
Are they going to recreate that? Yeah, they recreate when he's like crying over Loki's body. Or not recreate, they like replay that, and I think they CGI maybe like his eye is scarred or something.
That's what that was. Okay.
Yeah, like that was part of it. I'm like, that's clearly just a joke.
So they'll recreate it, and then this time Thor will actually be there with him, because obviously we're going to focus on Thor pretty hard in that movie.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that specific moment could be saved for Secret Wars. So, like, well, I say that, but if they did it in that panel, it probably is in this movie.
But he also has short hair in this movie, and because it's Dark World footage, he has long hair. And Deadpool, so who knows? They don't care.
They don't care. I did think it was kind of fun that Ryan Reynolds walked around in costume and took a bunch of selfies with people when they didn't know it was him. I always think it's fun when actors do that.
Yeah, for sure. I want to know if they like specially made that for that. Like, will he wear that suit in the movie? And like that was confirmation of that, or I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't care like a ton, but it was just interesting that it was specifically that suit.
Yeah, well, and it's jean fabric. So yeah.
Yeah. No, there is.
And it's gray.
There was kind of a reason for that, but I can't. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, moving right along.
Mm-hmm.
So starring right.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you guys.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Oh, okay, weird. The the first response I saw in comment sections after this announcement was just a ton of people saying, "Okay, so you can make that, but you can't make Blade happen." And that
Oh, for Ghost Rider?
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't even hear me say Ghost Rider.
No, it's all good.
Apologies, I don't know what happened to my mic.
No, in the moment, I was like, "Oh, they finally announced that," because Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider has been fan cast for like 8 years at this point. Like that's just I feel like every con people are like, they're finally gonna
Well, to
announce
the
it. They're
point
gonna
where it kind
cast.
of sounds like he pitched Marvel on it because fans had been calling for him to be Ghost Rider, and he was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea," and he started advocating to play the part.
Yeah, when I heard that, because my first reaction, I was like, "Oh, this is a movie that'll be canceled in 10 years, like Blade." And then when I heard that it was also made because like the same reason as Blade, because for some reason their horror stuff, they need people to like come to them to be like, "Hey, you own this thing, you should use it."
Yeah,
'Cause that's what happens with Blade, Midnight Sun, or not Midnight Suns, Werewolf by Night, and in this. And then I saw, a little bit later, directed by Sean Levy, and I went like thermonuclear Godzilla mode and like heated up and just was like filled with rage. That's awful. That's such just a bad pairing. Ah,
yeah.
I
I
was
don't
not happy about that.
immediately see it, and
No.
I don't dislike Sean Levy. I like Deadpool and Wolverine more than you do, but like I think that movie is competently made. I think it's pretty well shot. I don't see him for darker horror stuff. Yeah, I get the fear that it'll be too comedic and that it won't have any sense of panache or like its own, carving out its own like cool brooding tone. Like I totally get that. I've got no problem with Levy making something else for MCU. He made a ton of money with Deadpool and Wolverine. It made from a business perspective,
I figured he probably would do another thing. Yeah, whether it was Deadpool
yeah,
4
from a
or
business
what.
perspective, at the very least, like he's earned a spot to do another movie. I don't know what you'd give him, but yeah, not Ghost Rider. That's weird. Uh, but also it's pretty ridiculous. Like I kind of agree with folks that are saying, how in the world are you announcing this when you couldn't even make Blade happen? Like it makes you look kind of incompetent because it's of that same kind of ilk. And I really wonder if they don't try to use that movie to introduce Blade. Like even if they never finally get that movie made, just so that they can look a little more credible and be like and try to hide it and be like, no, look at us. Like we made it happen. We got it done through this Ghost Rider movie that somebody else wanted to make that we didn't even think of.
Yeah, it's possible. I wondered that as well. And like I think with Sean Levy, the thing with me for Ghost Rider is I don't want like a bland journeyman for like that kind of a project. Uh, where it's like Ghost Rider's entire thing is just like hype aura, cool shots and things like that, as opposed to like story or anything like that. It's the original Spawn, right? I'm like, you should get
Sure.
somebody that's going to make this look really cool, and they got somebody that I think is going to take that and make it bland. And I also kept hearing people be like, "Well, he can do horror. He directed episodes of Stranger Things," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's more reason for why I don't think he's right for this."
I mean, elaborate on that.
Just because I think that's the wrong voice for it as well. Like that, I
Yeah,
don't want
I
Stranger
agree.
Things Ghost Rider.
Yeah, there are
And
different kinds of
immediately
horror,
people were
certainly.
like, "You had Sam Raimi right there,"
That's what I was about to
and
say. Is
I don't need it
obviously
specifically to be him, but like, yeah, get somebody that actually knows what they're doing.
yeah.
That would be cool.
No, I'm totally with you. How do you, forgetting the fan casting and that this is an idea you've heard before? Like, how do you feel about Gosling for that role?
I think Gosling's good casting. I have no issue with that. I think that's fine.
Oh, Jason
He
doesn't
was
like it.
supposed
I
to.
don't like Gosling, so I don't
I mean, that's
know.
fair. No, he was supposed. He pitched that Wolfman movie from a couple years ago that wasn't great, but then left the project. So I'm like, did he just turn around and go, "I didn't get to make that. I'm gonna go make Ghost Rider now"? So I don't know, maybe. But
Yeah, I've got no problem with that casting. I wonder if it's Johnny Blaze or not.
I was really surprised they didn't say anything about which Ghost Rider he was playing.
Yeah, they probably should have.
Yeah, and I also imagine he's probably Johnny Blaze, but he could be Danny Ketch. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
think
and it's one of those things. He'll probably be an amalgam either way.
I could see that going either way. I think especially if they get Nicolas Cage to come back for Secret Wars or something when we do our big cameo parade and like everybody in this line comes back from other movies. I could see them wanting to separate the character from that and be like, well, let's use another Ghost Rider that we have.
Yeah, and he's one of the few I think probably won't show up just because they asked him to be in Deadpool and Wolverine, and he
Yeah.
said no. And it seems like the Flash really poisoned him on that stuff.
Yeah, no, he was really
So-
upset about it, and rightfully so. Now, do you
Mhm.
think there's any chance? Because I've also heard fans, and I don't really necessarily want this myself, but I've heard a lot of fans calling for, well, bring Nicolas Cage in some other role, like maybe a mentor kind of role or something. I don't need that. I don't love the stunt casting thing with MCU, especially when it ends up with the same problem that the CW DC multiverse had, where they would like to have their cake and eat it too, where they would do stunt casting, but they also had a multiverse, and so they would sometimes have actors playing both in a variant of the same character that the show is about, and then also some kind of stunt casted thing at the same time. Like we did that with what's his face, the 90s Flash, where he's both Barry's dad and he's also Jay Garrick Flash from another universe, and it's weird.
And 90s Flash.
Yeah, it's like, how are you? Yes, I'm sorry, he's 3. He's 90s Flash, but he's
Yeah.
also Jay Garrick. It's even weirder.
Yeah, no, he's 3 of them. Yeah,
I forgot about that.
that's what I meant. Like you're not even getting to the full bizarreness of it. He is Barry's dad. He's Barry, and he's Jay Garrick.
So
but in terms
I would be fine with some of that stunt casting, especially if they're clever about it and they cast people for cool roles. Like to be honest with you, I liked some of that with the CW universe, where like the original movie Supergirl plays her mom. Like, I'm cool with stuff like that. That's kind of fun. We're paying tribute to what came before, but don't double dip and like do that and also have a multiverse. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that one of the few casting choices like that I would be fine with is if you kept Cage's Blaze as, like you said, a mentor. Like in the comics when he's got like the Hellfire shotgun and he's not Ghost Rider anymore, and Danny Ketch's Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
I would have been fine with that, and that's kind of all you got.
Well, and you know what? Maybe I would be more fine with it in this case because he's already played it twice in sort of unrelated movies. You know what I mean?
And those movies are so just like you could vaguely be like, kind of. It's kind of that weird thing like Hulk, where if you were to show up as a Johnny Blaze, it's like, do those movies count? Did they not? Not really. But like, if you close your eyes a little bit, they kind of could work. Because you kind of have that with Hulk.
But if you wanted Gosling to be Danny Ketch and then you brought in, yeah, I'm talking myself more into it, and then you brought him in to play Johnny Blaze, and then you just went, okay, we've decided now that that Nicolas Cage is just the person that always plays Johnny Blaze, and we're not going to recast that. I guess I'm all right with that if that's what you decided to do.
Yeah, and I'm more so okay with that, A, because I like Cage, and B, because it's already a legacy character anyways. So if you were to do Danny Ketch, I'd be fine with doing that, or I'm fine with just doing Johnny Blaze.
We have a
Also, people. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go because
I was going to say, also, people have mentioned this, but it is kind of funny that Ryan Gosling is married to Eva Mendes in real life.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a ton of super chats.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and hit some of those
Yeah.
that are relevant to what we're talking about.
first I do have pre-written that I want to get to.
Okay, sure.
Nicholas Bodo asks, would the director of Thunderbolts be a good fit for Ghost Rider?
I could see it. I could see it more than this guy.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, those dream sequences. I don't know.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think he's a good fit for X-Men. So that's what threw me off,
sure.
is because he's already a good fit for that. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, he's gonna do so much good stuff with the Professor X stuff.
I forgot he got X-Men.
Oh man,
yeah. Because I was gonna say I could see him making a Ghost Rider, or a Ghost Rider. I could see him making a Doctor Strange too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
a good director.
I guess my only hold up with him doing X-Men is that just off of Thunderbolts, it might be a little too close to the kind of style that Singer brought to it, but it would also be a bit different. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Well,
but
I
think
could
he's a
see
good
him
fit for that.
ramping up the comic stuff to try to separate himself from that, because the material he was
Yeah.
working with Thunderbolts is already a little bit more grounded than X-Men.
No, exactly. That's where it becomes hard, where it's you don't want to just box somebody in, where it's you can only do this.
Yeah. Well, and you also
that's the
don't
only
want
move from that guy.
You also don't, I'm not sure this is what you meant, but you also, as a fan, don't want to box the man in and be like, well, because you made this, I'm going to assume that you have no range. Like, he might have some range.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. As opposed to Sean Levy, who I've seen a lot of his stuff, and he's the wrong choice.
Thanks, man.
The first two Doctor Dooms were based on Ultimate.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear you guys again. It's blinked out. I'm not sure if the audience says that. It might be if it's the mic.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It keeps popping out. Be careful not to kick that.
I'm sitting right here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the first two Doctor Dooms were based on Ultimate FF for some reason, which is weird because even at the time it wasn't that big. Ultimate people remember least.
Yeah, people didn't like Ultimate Fantastic Four. Or didn't love it anyway. I mean, obviously the Maker is stuck around. There's stuff from that people really like, but who really remembers Doom from that?
Yeah, isn't his name changed in Ultimate? Isn't it Van Damme?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that has to do with this. Is he just assuming that we'll do that again, or?
No, he was just talking about it.
Yeah. I think he was just saying now we're finally not doing Ultimate Doom, maybe, because those other versions suck.
Yeah. Well, you don't know. They can go back to that with this too. How do you know?
Well, because we were comparing them earlier.
Yeah. No, I have a similar thing that I did with FF where I'm by default it will probably be better than what we had before, but that doesn't also make it good. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Von Kelling says Ultimate is Victor Van Damme. I forgot all about that. That's so silly.
Yeah, because I think the Tim Story movie, there's earlier drafts where his name's Van Damme.
Going to do it that way. Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Fan Four Stick, they had to redub it because they also changed his name and then chickened out at the last second.
Well, and if you do that, it is sillier than calling him Von Doom. It is actually sillier. Because then everybody just looks at it and goes, oh, he's Dr. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And then the Fan Four Stick was Dumashev.
I forgot about that too. I remember when that leaked, or when it was announced or whatever, and we were all just kind of shaking our heads at it.
I need to finally watch that movie. Because, I mean...
It's an odd watch.
I don't know why I haven't.
It's amusing.
We should do a blank commentary on that.
Oh, yeah, that should be the next one we do.
Yeah.
Unless we do Catwoman, because I've always wanted to sit through that. That'll be funny. But, yeah, Fan Four Stick is one of the only movies I've ever seen with no second act, to the point where they put up a title card that skips it. It's amazing. When they do the 1 year later thing, it's just we either did not have the footage or we've decided not to show it to you. You get no second act. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's rough. I have, I think, fallen asleep to that movie 6 times before I could finally get through it.
I thought you were going to say you'd never seen the end of it.
No, I did eventually get there, but it took a while. It was very hard.
Was it fantastic?
I did. It was not. That movie ends with a blow-up doll named Doom showing up and blowing people's heads off. It's not very exciting.
And they go up to the most boring alternate reality you've ever seen. It's like if you wanted to watch a Fantastic Four movie by way of No Man's Sky, but with no animals in it, that's what it is. That's what happens.
Because if you go back to the original script, the whole thing is they go to like the negative zone, and Doom is building like a giant cannon so they could shoot Galactus with it.
Yeah,
He's like, Galactus is coming. I gotta
there's
kill
also
him.
supposed to be crappy in that universe. It's not.
And then they removed all of it, so instead it's just blow up doll Doom just hanging out in a desert.
Yeah,
they're like, let's go punch him, I guess.
And he loves it there, and his mask gets stuck to his face.
And the guy that played the leader was Mole Man, and then they also cut that. So now he's just a guy.
Oh, I forgot about that too. John Von Kelling, $2 super chat. No cap, it's not amazing, it's fantastic. I see what you did.
Say that again.
Say that again, yeah.
Okay, take us through the other super chats, and then we'll get back to the list.
That's the problem is I don't know why I need to see that movie because I already know the only thing in it.
The only part worth seeing, yeah.
Yeah.
We put that in the montage in the Superhero Rewind movie.
Well,
where we react to that.
It's that, and it's the origin for it's clobbering time. That's the other moment that's so baffling it's worth seeing.
Oh no. Okay, $5 from Chewbacca's lover. People's sensibilities on recasting have changed. My younger sister and her friend were talking about it being disrespectful. I told her it used to be normal.
Yeah, I think that just comes from what people are used to seeing, where it's become kind of taboo to do that just because we've got a lot of precedent now of companies refusing to recast. Not that it never happens anymore, but obviously, especially with MCU, I've never agreed with that. Especially when it's a pre-existing character. Like Chadwick Boseman didn't create that character. It existed before. Now he was the first person to play him in live action, obviously. But saying that it would be wrong to recast him like in the same universe or in a reboot or what, I get the sense that even if you full on rebooted, people would be upset about that. Where it's like, oh no, he's the only person that's ever allowed to play him because he was brilliant and then he died unexpectedly. And obviously that sucks. And I don't want to disrespect the man, either. But like that would be like saying, well, Christopher Reeve died, so nobody can play Superman. It's like Superman is bigger than Christopher Reeve. Like, Batman is bigger than anybody that's ever played Batman.
Yeah, I also think even just from a studio level that there's a double standard to that. Like, God forbid, if Tom Holland died like after Homecoming, they would not think for a second before recasting him.
Yeah.
It's like it is kind of weird that like Black Panther is the one that's like stuck in that box, like you can't touch it. But I think some of their other characters, I don't think they would give that privilege to.
I agree. I think it's because of the kind of cultural phenomenon that was, and I don't want to get political, but they're worried about pissing off certain people, I think.
Yeah, and like I said, it's definitely like a rough spot to be in, but
yeah,
the worst thing that they could do is what they did, which is immediately push out a sequel.
Well, and I think the way they kill him off in universe is like disrespectful might be too strong of a word, but like it ain't great.
Oh man,
I've always thought it was kind of disrespectful that not only do they recreate his death at the beginning of the movie, but they also do that thing where Shuri's like, I've got the cure, I can save him. Oh, I was a second too late and he died. I always thought that was really disrespectful.
Yeah. That was not the way to do that. It was massively contrived, and it's it's not working if it's an idea that you would have never, that you clearly would have never done if it weren't because you had to come up with something. That it was you're backed into a writing corner, and it was a posthumous writing job you had to do. You got to come up with a way to do it where you might not be perfect. It might not be like 100% seamless, but you got to come up with something that is a way that you might have killed him if you had planned to do it, even if you have to do it off screen.
And like, I'm not going to throw this at Coogler because I think he probably did have, the right idea around it. But I do have a hard time not looking at that as Marvel and Disney, like, okay, we can make some money off of this.
Yeah, most certainly. But they also could have made, I don't know. I was gonna say, I wouldn't have rushed a sequel out necessarily. I don't know. I'm trying to decide how I can come down on this. I was gonna say, I don't know
think
if I.
waiting is a respectful approach.
That's what I was
like,
gonna say. Is just give it a few
Yeah.
years and then recast it, and then come up with
Yeah.
some way to kind of like artistically and respectfully acknowledge it in the movie somehow, without canonically killing him off. You know, like obviously not exactly the way they acknowledged the Rhodey recast in Iron Man 2, but like something like that, where you can like in continuity, like still have it be the same character, but kind of acknowledge to the audience like we know he's different. Like
I'm trying to think of a place where this has happened.
I don't know what, but
Where like exactly that,
I don't
where
know.
it's like,
Imagine if Dark Knight Rises introduced Joker 2, the son of the Joker.
oh god.
yeah,
Like,
just because we're not allowed to recast. Well, and I never agreed with the way they handled that either. That like if they wanted to use that character again, recast him.
mhm. Yeah,
That would have
That's fair.
been, I don't know. I have no clue. Or just don't make Dark Knight Rises.
Again,
there you go. That's something I can get down with.
again, I see both sides of that. Where it's like that was such a like monumental original performance that we would have to get used to a slightly different take on it, or somebody trying to kind of act like Ledger. Like I get it, that's tough, but like I also think that the story should take precedent, and if you had a plan of what you wanted to do with that character, but then I don't know that the way they made Dark Knight, there was any thought about what you would do with Joker in a sequel. I think my bigger issue with Rises, and I'm
he's
running
not the
away
protagonist.
I'm running away with myself, but I guess the bigger issue that I have with Rises is that they played it like it was disrespectful to Ledger to even mention or recognize the character existed, and that was really strange. Like it never comes up in that movie.
Mhm. Yeah, it doesn't need to be in it, like necessarily. Like I said, he's not the protagonist. But it is weird they never mention him. That's weird.
But the thing I started to say about Black Panther earlier, where I was kind of going back and forth, was I was like, well, is it the wrong idea? Is it disrespectful to put out that second movie and just like on the same timetable you'd planned on and recasting it? I think it would seem that way if it was rushed and bad. I think if it was a really great movie, it would feel like a tribute to the man. So it honestly just depends on the quality of it.
Yeah. No, it's like I said, rock in a hard place. There's no real like good decision just in the moment, which is why I think the right decision was to just wait.
Yeah,
But
like
they
I
weren't
think
gonna
that's
do
one of
that.
those situations where there's no right way to do it. There are wrong ways to do it.
Yes,
And that was
correct.
and one of the wrong ways is how they handled it. Jason, other super chats, please.
Yes. So we're talking about Black Panther.
That's true.
We have $5 from Dan Schneider.
Thank you.
Brian Michael Bendis said Wakanda Forever was Dark Knight quality, a masterpiece. What do you say to that, Jason? You disagree with Endless Bendis? Yes, I do disagree with Endless Bendis.
I have heard him say that too.
Well, he's entitled to his opinion. I know that movie was not hated across the board. I haven't talked to a lot of people that thought it was on that level. It was a masterpiece or something, but I definitely talked to people that liked it a lot more than I did. I don't understand that. I think it feels like a deeply compromised movie with a poorly written third act at the
I'll
very
give
least.
it this. Namor was good. That's
Yeah,
all
I really
it
like
has.
Namor in that movie.
Yeah, and there's some good shooting in it. I mean, obviously it's still Coogler, but like it's the pacing is weird and it's totally
So
kind of
weird.
all over the place. And
Yeah, Like I said, I like Namor. That's about it. But in Bendis's Millar Time episode, he talks about how much he really liked that. And what's always made me laugh more is there's a bit where he like perfectly describes why Spider-Man works as a character, and then like a minute later is like, "Oh my god, No Way Home! Like we brought all these characters back. This is great." And I'm like, I don't know, man. This is really gel with what you were talking about before, but that's cool. I'm glad you liked it.
I think sometimes creators have blinders when looking at
Yeah.
other people's material, where they're maybe more critical of themselves than they are of other material. I think there is recency bias that happens, and I think it is hard to look critically at work done by your friends.
And Bendis also, importantly, like was one of the comic people that was in that creative committee for the MCU. So he's in like a kind of weird, kind of connected, but like not super connected place too.
Yeah, so he's got a clear, understandable bias.
Yeah.
And I've had this with creators, like even I won't name names, but even like one-on-one people I've talked to, where I'm like, knowing your work and what you see is like the most important writing principles and what makes for an effective story. I don't understand why you like this thing you like that is so far below your own writing quality. You shouldn't even take it seriously. I don't understand that. I've had it with creator acquaintances and friends I've had that have worked, again, I won't name names, but like have worked on Star Trek stuff that can take New Trek seriously. I'm like, I don't understand it. I'm like, you never write it like that. You're so far above that. But there are biases and there are vested interests at play that
Yeah.
I understand.
And sometimes we
but I
also
find
just like
frustrating.
things where it doesn't make sense for us to like them too.
That too.
We all have things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
I'll
there's
just,
so
like,
many super
mix
chats,
chemicals.
and there's so many more things to talk about, so we've got to move on. Go ahead, sir.
We're talking about Black Panther.
Yeah.
$5 from Matt Bat. Have any of you heard of the movie Children of Blood and Bone? It's based off of a fantasy book from 2018, and the trailer looks like another Black Panther.
Before we get to that, it's good to see Matt Bat.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like he's popped up in a while. Thanks for the super chat. He came up just the other night when we were talking to Connor about something on the top 100. Good to see you, Matt Bat. Jason,
Matt Bat.
field that for us, please, sir.
Yeah. We just saw the trailer for that before Spider-Man. And we were like, what?
What is this?
I've not even heard of this.
Okay, so this trailer starts, Austin, and it's obviously a Black Panther ripoff. Just through and through, it's just Wakanda again, but with a bunch of magic they're throwing around, and all the magic is purple. So I mean, like it looks really Black Panther, but then
really Black Panther.
Yeah, but you get 30 seconds in, and text comes on the screen that says "based on the worldwide phenomenon," and Jason and I are looking at each other, going, "What the hell is this?
What worldwide phenomenon?
I can't immediately name said worldwide phenomenon." And then we get to the end of the trailer and read that title
Children
again.
of Blood and Bone.
And we looked at each other and we were like, somehow we've been sleeping under a rock. We've never heard of this worldwide phenomenon. Well, Jason looked it up, and the first, I'm going to assume it's a series, but the book comes out, or the series of books or whatever, starts in, get this, the same year Black Panther released. Shocker! I'm glad he brought that up. And Viola Davis is Viola Davis. Is Viola Davis in that?
So many people are in that. Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's
and
in
also Ejiofor, and also
yeah, both Ejiofor and Idris Elba are in that.
Idris Elba's in it. Yeah.
Usually one gets the part the other guy didn't get. This time they put them both in.
Put them both in.
Oh wow! Now I'm gonna have to look into this. I've not heard of this.
Braden,
at all.
I've never heard. Are you serious, Braden? You're telling me you've never heard of this worldwide phenomenon? We should look up book sales. I want to know how many copies this thing has moved.
Yeah. No, but like I want to see it.
Now, to be fair, it could be hugely popular with it sounds like it's probably a YA series, so it could be really popular with like 14-year-olds, and I'm just not like in that milieu, and I haven't heard about it. But like, obviously, when Harry Potter got huge, we couldn't get away from it. Obviously, when even like Maze Runner, we all found out about even before the movies came out, and so it's odd that I haven't even heard of this thing. And I realize that like we're further and further away from monoculture, where we're all real splintered. So this stuff in your circle will feel really popular, and then you'll go to another circle and you freaking never heard of it. I get all of that, but like how I never even heard the name of this? How's Brayden never heard of it?
Yeah.
I hope that this starts like 50 Shades of Grey, where that was a Twilight fanfic that writer wrote on her BlackBerry.
Yeah.
And then she just took the names and swapped them out. I really hope that that's how this started.
No, apparently it's inspired from like Harry Potter and stuff like that.
And Black Panther.
Yeah, but it was written in 18 months. So, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. But I feel like Black Panther wasn't that big before the movie.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, sometimes it takes a year and a half to write a book. Although, if that's a YA thing that's like 150 pages with gigantic print, I'm going to laugh my ass off that it's like a year and a half to write.
Yeah, you never know.
Anyway, we've got to move on.
Yep. Let's go back to talking about Fantastic Four.
Okay.
$5 from
Say that again.
What? Stop. $5 from Dan Schneider. Clobbering time coming from abuse is also from Ultimate FF, except it's Ben's dad instead of his brother, but he gets beaten too in Ultimate FF.
Does that make it less silly, Austin, or obviously so dumb you just should never have used it?
I'm gonna say obviously so dumb you never should have used it, but it did give us Ben's brother walking up to him going, "It's clobbering time."
Oh no!
But Austin, it's so endearing because then he repurposes it. You know,
yeah.
He owns it. He takes a negative and turns it into a positive.
Well, and also Max Landis' script for that movie originally, when he was involved, the thing was just a rock they carried around, and then I guess like by the end he would like gain the ability or learn he has the ability to build a body around just the rock, so he builds other rocks around that rock into a rock man.
Okay, so Austin, you're not going to get this reference because I don't think you've ever seen Galaxy Quest, but he just described Garignac.
He did.
He would have just been Garignac?
Yeah.
Okay. That's hilarious.
And I have always wondered, like, how big would the rock be? Because when I imagine it in my head, I imagine a big boulder that they push around.
Bob the Hunt, I don't think Jason's missed any super chats. He's not doing them in order.
Yeah, I'm going based on the last things we talked about.
What's relevant to the current conversation. We'll hit yours, we promise.
Yeah, we're hitting everything. There's so many.
Well, we really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we're actually going to get to yours right now.
Well then, I'm glad I wasted everyone's time.
Do you remember when we were talking about Blade?
Yeah, that was a while back.
Yeah. $5 from Bob the Hun.
Yeah.
Them having trouble making Blade isn't surprising. I don't know people think that would be easy. Most people like Blade because of the movies, not comics. And
that is true, but all you do is Dread, but in a gothic castle location. You're done.
Yeah, the trouble with the whole thing is Feige keeps talking about it like they've overcomplicated it. It seems to me like they're trying to make an event out of it. And so he goes, well, it has to be about more than just a guy in leather killing vampires. And all the Blade fans say, no, it doesn't. That's what we want it to be. And like, obviously you hope there's some heart to it. You hope there's a story, but like, yeah, that's your starting place. Like just write a story where that guy is doing that, and then see where the wind takes you. Like how hard is it really? But to his point, it would be really easy to accidentally just remake the first or the second movie, and you do want to try to avoid that. So I can see the difficulty with there's not a whole lot of Blade source material. What exact story do you tell? But the attitude I get from Feige and the bigwigs at Marvel is that the issue isn't that they can't think of source material to go to, it's that they're trying to figure out how to make it important.
Yeah, one, there was talks it was supposed to be a period piece, and I think that's a cool idea.
I do too.
You obviously wouldn't have the leather thing, but like Blade, I think it was supposed to be the 20s, and like that's a cool idea to me.
Yeah, just do that.
But then you also had like when they were first doing it, that was when they were very like hardcore, like no R-rated movies, and they didn't have that swap until Deadpool and Wolverine, and then that's when they announced Blade would be R. And I don't know if you know this, but the director of John Wick pitched them Blade, and they turned it down because it was R-rated. And it's like, just go back to that. Just be like, hey, that thing you were working on.
Yeah, why can't you reverse it now? And even if he doesn't want to direct it, they could take his pitch and let him help write it and have somebody else direct it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And that could maybe be too close to those original movies, just because John Wick's kind of got that like secret society kind of thing that you would have in the original Blade movies. So that could be too close, and I could see that being an issue.
But at least like, visually, his style could work great for that, and it would also be interesting if you combined ideas and you did the 20s period piece, but with the guy that made John Wick. Like that could work.
Yeah, he's doing Highlander right now. He could have done period piece Blade.
Absolutely.
And I mean, how many 20s vampire movies have we had? I mean, that's pretty cool.
I also
just
think
Sinners, because Kugler was like, "I'll do it myself."
Yeah.
I also think it's pretty crazy that they've thrown their hands in the air at this point and been like, well, I guess it's just never going to get made now, when they can do it R-rated now. They can do it any way they want to, and they're making Ghost Rider. Like, Ghost Rider should be the start of, like, a Marvel Knights kind of line for them.
Yeah.
You know, just set up Blade again, but better in Ghost Rider, or again, introduce him there. Why the heck not? And then maybe err on the side of let Blade fight some of like other occult characters' rogues gallery. I don't know that that's really that big of a problem. Like obviously at this point, people would like laugh you out of the theater if you try to do a serious Morbius. I would love it if they could do that and make people stop making fun of Morbius. And like do a really good one. But there's no reason you couldn't do something with Mephisto or like I don't know, any number of occult Marvel characters.
I got two things I got to jump off of that, but Blade. The first one is for Blade. They cast Mia Goth as Lilith, and I think that's a great choice for a villain for a Blade movie, and a great actor choice for it. The second one is I just remembered I forgot to bring up with Ghost Rider. They're also stuck with Borat as Mephisto, and that sucks.
Oh yeah.
I completely forgot to mention that before, but there you go.
Okay, I'll forget what I said then.
And then we had a $10 super chat from Bob the Hun.
Bring back Dormammu.
He says,
yes,
if you go a very different direction, it's not what people like about Blade, which is those movies and that material. You lift too much from those movies. It's a watered down version with another actor.
Yeah, is there a balance you have to strike where you're making both sides happy, like the comic fans, or even just the MCU fans that don't know anything about Blade, and then the people that like those original movies, where it has to be to some degree like those, or people aren't going to care.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I think doing a period piece is potentially smart, because you go, okay, certain aspects of what you maybe want for people who only know the movies aren't going to be there because it takes place in the past, but maybe we'll get there. And so you won't be having necessarily, I think, like, oh, he's not wearing leather and, saying his cool guy blade lines like he does in those movies. But like maybe that's what present day Blade is. So like and then I think once you already have one in and you have a movie, like that's already an in, you have the character. Yeah, and it's something different.
I think characterization matters more than anything. I think if the way they write him reminds people of what Wesley Snipes did with it, but the performance is not exactly that. Like, you make him one-linery, but pretty no-nonsense otherwise, and he's not much of a talker, and he's real broody, and he's got that. You can still have that cool factor even in the 1920s, and you could have kind of a fun juxtaposition or anachronism where he doesn't even really feel like he fits in that time period, but everything else around him is consistently that period. That could be kind of fun. And the other thing I would do with it, if you were worried about that, is have a narrative device where you do it kind of like Interview with a Vampire, and you open in present day and he's telling a story to somebody, and then you go backwards so that you can kind of suggest that maybe
you
in the
pay
future...
off that Eternals after credits scene.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that too. But like maybe in the future we'll get to a present day Blade, but we're letting everybody know like Blade does exist in the current MCU, and we've not forgotten about that timeline. And also, I always like the MCU period pieces to be somehow anchored in present day, as opposed to just randomly telling stories in various time periods, because up until a certain point, we always did it that way. We were always kind of moving forward. So personally, I like to continue doing it that way. But
or you make Blade Moon Knight and you put him in a Marvel Zombies TV show. That's a good introduction to Blade.
All right. Moving right along.
Yep.
We can never tell when you're joking.
Do you guys remember when we talked about Fantastic Four?
Yeah, yes, I was there. I do remember that.
I remember when Austin was talking about that the rock.
When he was just a rock? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Einstein Jet put in a $2 super chat and said the rock would be this big.
Thank you. Now I know.
Thanks for that super chat. That was wonderful. And in a super chat, that makes that rock super tiny too. It's like it's gonna be this big.
Okay, we have 2 super chats that are one super chat. It's 2 $5 super chats to make one message. From Leo.
Thanks, Leo.
I'm very excited for the new Wolverine game. However, I rolled my eyes when I saw they were doing a Jean Grey and Logan romance. I think X-Men the animated series and 97 with the movies have completely turned me against the idea of Jean Grey and Logan.
Well, it's also
weird because it's like a prequel thing. Like the X-Men don't exist in that world, and they're like together.
Well, if it's sort of like an Elseworlds kind of thing, and you're doing this this kind of wish fulfillment fantasy for people that like they finally get to beat it, I guess I don't mind that too much. I'd have to see how they do it in the context of it. I was just imagining they conveniently write Cyclops out of a game and have them have a romance, and that just seems kind of weird.
Yeah, there isn't a Cyclops. It's just them as a romance, and like I said, the X-Men don't exist.
I mean, that's counterintuitive. I'm not sure why they decided to do an alternate universe with just Wolverine and Jean Grey, but
these are the same people that went, hey, let's do a Spider-Man where he hasn't fought any of his main villains and he's been around for 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also weird. Arkham had the right sweet spot with that, where he's fought most of his villains, but then you can introduce like one every now and again. It's like this is the first time.
Yeah, I think that helps that Arkham Asylum isn't really its own thing. Like it's kind of just Batman, and then Arkham City is like, okay, there's this Arkham universe, and like here's kind of our different takes on it. Whereas like Arkham Asylum feels like it could just be like an extension to the animated series or the comics. Exactly. So it's like then you get to City, and it's like, okay, now we have like more of this world, and most of it still exists, but like yeah, like you said, we can introduce things here and there.
Yeah, it is its own version, but it feels just once removed, where all the characters are classic
Yeah.
and enough. Like they're not crazy reinventions of anything.
And you start to get more of that after City, because like that's obviously where you get like the penguin's got like the bottle in his eye, like as opposed to the monocle. Like Arkham Asylum doesn't really do anything like that,
Well,
design wise.
and we made Penguin Australian for some reason, or is he British?
Or just like super cockney. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess he is Cockney. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Why?
No, like ridiculously
I couldn't
cockney.
begin to tell you, but that's what they did with it. Okay.
But it's wonderful, and then his two henchwomen in Arkham Origins are kind of embarrassing, but I like them too.
I hadn't played that in long enough. I don't remember that. All right, moving right along.
Moving right along. $5 from Joel Davis. Is it
Thanks,
fair to say, with the Doomsday hype and Brand New Day selling out, that what Marvel is doing is working with the general audience?
Well, it's too early to say. I what I think is fair to say is what's coming out this year are the things that people still care most about, that they haven't ruined to the point that everybody is given up on it yet. So like the kind of goodwill and consumer confidence with the MCU on the whole.
Oh, sorry, you guys cut out again.
Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on with this mic. You've still got I don't know where I fell out, but you've still got those franchises that tend to print money and will until you like really mess them up. And even with Spider-Man, like we've had missteps, but that character is so popular that as long as you don't have 2 or 3 really awful ones in a row, people are still going to show up and give it money. And if the
How many
action's
MCU ones have
good,
been building and how much they make.
and if the
Like,
action's good enough, the stories don't even have to be great. People will still go and see them. So with Spider-Man is like Guardians in that, and Deadpool and Wolverine. It is not indicative of MCU on the whole. Now, if it's really good, and again, I'm not going to tell you how I felt about it one way or another, but like if it's really solid and has other MCU stuff in it, that kind of helps the consumer confidence potentially come back a little bit. But one does not a pattern make either. Like you need more than just good Spider-Mans. If you put out a good Spider-Man every 3, 4, 5 years, but people feel like you don't have anything else, then, well, you have a Spider-Man franchise. It doesn't mean you have an MCU. And so to say, well, look, Doomsday is selling out. Aren't they doing the right things? Well, the movie's not come out yet. So, like, they're doing the right thing, I guess, in selling it to some degree. Like, people are buying tickets because they're curious and because they're checking all the boxes where there's going to be something to intrigue you to go and see it, even if you're not invested in the overall story and the world right now. I'm hearing a lot of people saying, I saw that trailer and I felt nothing about it, but I mean, I'm going anyway. So it's not
gonna
like
make
people
money 'cause
are.
it's Avengers.
Some people are maybe really excited on the level that they were with Endgame. That's not a lot of what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a lot of, like, it feels obligatory. This feels like and I realize that the road up to this point has not been exactly the same thing, so this is not a one-to-one comparison, Austin, but, like, it feels like Star Wars Episode 3. Like, it's obligatory. Like, of course, everybody's gonna
Yeah.
go see that, even if it ends up sucking. That's where that is.
I do.
They don't have
I do
that with
think there is
every
a broader
entry in MCU.
conversation.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think there's a broader conversation to be had though that if Spider-Man is the only thing that's profitable, Sony's not gonna stick around for that. All the balls are in their court at that point.
What a great point. Yeah,
And I have to imagine that Marvel has to be like playing that safe because
there's nothing forcing
if
them
they
to stay in
continue
that
to not do
universe.
great and Spider-Man continues to be the big thing, Sony's gonna walk away. Like they have no reason to stay in the MCU. They own all this stuff.
Yeah, and they already have their own successful franchise with the animated movies. And not that they'll only stick with that, but my point is proven that they can get like critical acclaim and make money without Marvel. Now their villain movies were kind of a disaster. So they obviously need to be smart about what they make and what they do with that universe. But if they took Spider-Man, whether they kept using Holland or not, out of the MCU, there would be no reason to do goofy offshoot movies that don't include Spider-Man. Obviously, they'll just make a lot of Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, exactly. No, it'd be closer to what they were doing with Amazing. Like it is all connected to Spider-Man, as
Except
opposed to
I think,
vaguely not being.
except I could also see their strategy being, well, let's do like 3 different Spider-Man franchises at the same time. Why not?
I don't know. I mean, they weren't doing that when they were doing all this like Sony Universe stuff, but maybe that's also part of the contract with Marvel. Like who knows what the legal red tape is around that? Because I have to imagine there's something, because Spider Noir can't just be called Spider-Man Noir, and he can't be named Peter Parker.
Yeah.
So there's clearly something there.
The sense I get is that they, for some reason, were not allowed with their contract with Marvel to have their own Spider-Man. And that's why there were a lot of rumors, and I think we even know for sure some real serious talk about Tom Holland's Spider-Man showing up in a Venom movie, or even one of those other villain offshoot things. But it would have had to be that version and somehow tied to MCU, I think. I don't know.
That reminds me. I saw a clip today of a Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal interview where Venom came up.
I saw that too.
Yeah, where Kevin Feige's like, always have hope. There's no hope. In terms of having Venom in a Spider-Man, Tom Hardy Venom in a Spider-Man movie. I thought that was really funny.
If you want to see the office level awkward humor in real life, just watch any interview with the both of them together, and you'll have that kind of awkwardness the entire way through. You can tell that they don't like each other. They're not on the same page with anything. Like, it's really...
She did throw a sandwich at him.
You can tell, yeah. You can tell she has no idea what continuity is.
Yeah.
It's spectacular.
I'm glad she's running James Bond now. That has me excited.
Okay, we've got so much to do. There's still a lot of super chats. We've only talked about the MCU movies, and that's okay if that's most of what we end up getting to. We can kind of do some rapid fire down this list here in a little bit with the rest of it. And like I said, Jason, if you've got to run off at some point, feel free.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of interest right now, so we'll stick around. Go ahead.
All right. $5 from Joel Davis. I find the hype for Doomsday with a lot of people in my circles, especially those who aren't on Twitter or in nerd spaces to begin with.
Well, I want to know if those people have been paying attention to the MCU this whole way through, or if some of them jumped out and now they're excited again because they're finally seeing things that remind them of what they were into before. Because I didn't have this thought just now, Austin, but is it possible that there are some people for whom Avengers Doomsday will be like the Legacy sequel that they're sort of advertising it as, where it's like, we kind of fell off, we kind of lost interest, we haven't looked at the Disney Plus shows, we maybe saw Guardians 3, we maybe saw Deadpool and Wolverine, but like Thunderbolts we didn't bother with, Brave New World we didn't bother with, you know, et cetera, et cetera. For some folks, might the superhero fatigue thing work in Marvel's favor, where they've checked out and now they're going to check back in?
It could be. Like, I definitely have friends in real life that are like, oh man, like, I get Steve Rogers back in a movie, I'm excited to see what he's doing. It's like, I'm sure there's a lot of just kind of regular people that don't have the same hangups that we do in terms of, especially Danny Doom.
You know, it's so funny.
100%.
But they might have some of those hangups if they just kept checking in on every movie.
Yeah, I will say though, I was talking to my mom a while ago and talking about Marvel kind of casually. She really likes all these movies, and she was like, "Yeah, it sucks they're not making any Avengers movies anymore." And I was like, "Well, they are. It's called Doomsday." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Does it have anyone I like in it though?"
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is indicative of general public interest right now, I think. Is there's just all these characters
Yeah.
they keep throwing at us, and a lot of them have not resonated. And some of that sucks to me because, to be fair, to Marvel, like in their defense, there are a few of those new characters that I think are super cool that they just haven't done enough with. Sometimes they've been in movies that didn't perform real well, or where the reaction to those characters was polarizing. So like there's this split, and I don't even think it's two ways. I think it might be five ways in the fan base and in general audience interest with these characters that you did not have with the first several phases of the MCU, where like most everybody latched on to Black Panther at the beginning. Most everybody latched on to Doctor Strange. Like even this kind of second wave of characters, it was they were pretty universally liked. And now we have things like I really liked America Chavez. Nobody else liked that movie. I really like the female Black Widow, or well, Black Widow too, but I was going to say Hawkeye, but that was on a Disney Plus show that a lot of people didn't watch. I really like Yelena. Her best stuff. Well, like nope, a lot of people didn't bother with Black Widow, and then her best stuff is in Thunderbolts, which is a great movie that did not do well.
Yeah,
I'm so
Yeah,
mad
no,
they didn't
exactly.
do well. Because that's the best MCU movie in like 10 years.
I'm
I
telling
don't-
you, there is a kick-ass all-female.
that goes like right back to Civil War, 10 years.
I know Civil War was the best MCU movie, and then Thunderbolts is like the second best. That's how it
I
goes.
mean, Guardians 2 is right after.
I know,
but,
yeah, and that's third.
and we're talking like third is like the top one though, and then
Yeah,
2 and 1
that's
are
top.
underneath it.
Okay. But what I was going to say is there is a kick-ass all-female Avengers team to be made right now, and they had a lot of talk of doing that. And early on, that felt like a real forced kind of PR move. Like we're trying to look real progressive. Let's have an all-female Avengers. Most of my favorite, maybe all of my favorite new characters in MCU are women. Like throw them all on a team together, except a lot of people don't care.
Yeah, just don't have Captain Marvel there, and I'll be right.
Yeah, but you can put
yeah,
Monica
okay.
Rambeau back in there. I like her
Put
fine.
Miss Marvel
Like,
in there. Just don't. Yeah.
yeah, I even like Miss Marvel fine.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the new female characters are cool. You don't have to agree with me, Austin. But...
That's okay.
Well, here's the thing. I'll just say this real fast. That character irritates the crap out of me in other things, and I expected that actress to be really annoying. I just didn't find her annoying.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But yeah,
All right.
You know what's really funny?
Moving right along. What?
Freddy didn't. You guys know Freddy. Freddy didn't know.
He's my
I
my
would hope
kids.
Cap does.
So yes, I do. I have to drive him to karate a lot. Yeah, he's that
Freddy didn't know that Avengers Doomsday existed.
one. Oh yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I'm sure you won't be excited about it, but
He might be.
yeah.
Might think that's cool. You show him a trailer. He'll be like, "Who's Doctor Doom?" All right, keep going.
Okay. Do you guys remember when we were talking about Arkham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
$5 from John Kelly. In the Arkham games, Penguin's Cockney accent is canonically fake. He just speaks that way because he thinks it makes him sound fancy. He's a dork.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's their take on like the faux intellectual thing.
Okay, I'm all right with that.
But I hope that his 2 henchwomen, that is genuinely their Cockney accents.
That is taking something we've often done with Penguin just to the nines, Austin, where like the faux intellectual thing we've often interpreted, like if you go back to Batman TAS, where like he's not speaking with a British accent, but he's trying to speak really proper, and so like it's bordering on an accent. And so I guess in that they just, but also Cockney's weird because that doesn't sound intellectual.
No, because Cockney is like British trash.
Yeah.
So like you also have that, which is kind of funny.
So he's so faux intellectual that he's actually an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
But he has a
like
shark in his bar.
it's like if the Batman Returns Penguin decided to try to make everybody think he was really intellectual. I could see that guy putting on a Cockney accent.
God, I wish he did. That would have been great.
All right, keep going.
All right. Sorry, it's too many super chats. $5 from Joel Davis. Possible hot take: making RDJ Doctor Doom make sense in the context of the MCU, and remembering most people don't care about the comics to begin with.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Making RDJ Doctor Doom make sense in the context of the MCU, and remembering most people don't care about the comics to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's like a stunt. Like that's the main
Yeah.
thing that holds me off. Where like a regular person is going to be like, oh wow, Robert Downey Jr. is the bad guy of Avengers. I need to see that. What's that about? That's crazy.
Yeah, for us, it's the preconception of Doctor Doom's a character we already know and like. So it's like we have to
And
be
it's like the big Marvel bad guy.
Yeah. So it's disappointing that we're just going back to the major actor that started the MCU because it feels desperate and because we don't want to be distracted by a really recognizable face and voice. And third, there was always the concern, and I think it's probably still warranted, that well, because it's Downey, somehow Doom is going to have to be connected to Tony Stark, and they keep swearing, like Feige and those guys keep swearing up and down that no, it really is just Downey playing that character. They also lie about stuff all the time to throw you off the scent so that you won't know what's going to actually. So if I could totally see that going either way. If they're not doing that, they're gonna really want you to separate those two things and think Downey's just giving a great new different performance. If they are gonna have it connected to Tony Stark, then that's gonna be a gigantic plot twist. And they always bold-faced lie about gigantic plot twists. So like, they're gonna say that either way it goes.
Yeah, well, I think I've heard them say that it won't even be addressed until Secret Wars. Why they cast him, so it probably is some sort of weird connection thing.
Yeah. I
Who
haven't heard
knows?
that. I just heard them say no, it's not related at all.
Hmm. Yeah, that's...
But if they're addressing it, then by definition,
well, I know
they've
they've said that
unless the
he
way
is
they're
100%
addressing it,
Victor Von Doom, but like the fan theory around that is, oh, Tony Stark isn't Tony Stark. He's Victor Von Doom renamed, and if they do that, whoo,
you mean
I'm
like
not going to be happy.
okay? Are you saying they'll retcon it, or are you saying that in a different universe?
That is like a fan. No, that is a fan theory now that Tony Stark in the MCU will be Victor Von Doom that was adopted and renamed as Tony Stark, and like if they do that, that's insane. That I don't know if I believe that, but that I'm just saying like that is like a thing that people have said, like possibly how you get around what they said.
So when you said that, I turned into Two-Face for a minute because I've got two brains about this. One is saying, of course they wouldn't do that. And the other one is saying you can't put anything past them. I'm having both of those reactions at the same time. That is, and they've already, in my mind, shark jumped in similar, like CW DC ways where they've just become less credible, and they'll do like gimmicky things, just for shock factor, and you go, well, you're damaging yourself every time you do that. Where like I'm taking you less and less seriously. That would be the ultimate one of those. Like if they go all the way back and retcon Tony Stark to have always been adopted Victor Von Doom, you're done. Like that's it. Like you should be finished after that. You don't get to do that.
We're running you out of this town, kid.
Yeah, no, that's madness.
Yeah, like I said, that's not me saying I believe that, but like that's a theory that I've heard around.
I don't want to believe that. Okay, go ahead.
$5 from Bob the Hun. The normies who aren't geeks like us think RDJ being Doctor Doom is cool. I've had to suffer through many a normie gushing about how cool it is. It pisses me off.
Wow. Again, we're in different circles. I've heard hardly anybody really talk about it one way or the other. Like in our circles, it's like really people just saying that's so weird and like I can't get my mind around it. It's so counterintuitive. That's really all I've heard about it.
And I've heard that. So I've heard both. Like I've heard just kind of regular people like, "Oh man, that's so cool," and then other ones that are like, that's weird. He's the bat. Like, he's a different person now. Like, what's that about? So yeah, I'm sure there's kind of all kinds of reactions, but just Downey being in Avengers is something you can easily sell, obviously.
Yeah. And kind of like you said earlier, Austin, I also would not begrudge any quote unquote I don't love that word, but quote unquote normies that feel that way about it, that don't have the preconceptions that we do about these characters and all of
Yeah,
that. Like, of course they're excited about that, and
yeah.
hopefully he gives a performance that will justify it for them.
I know. I mean, I deal with that a lot in my like everyday life, especially like when it comes to Spider-Man stuff. Where like No Way Home, for example. But I don't know. I'm never like, oh, you guys are wrong. You're all idiots. You don't know what I know.
Or like, how dare you not read a comic book or something?
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. This is your Spider-Man fandom. You grew up with the Raimi movies. I get it. Like that's what you know. We don't have the same perspectives, but like it's fine.
$5 from
Thank
Joel
you guys
Davis.
for all the support, though.
Yeah, thanks for everything.
Really appreciate it. Okay, good.
$5 from Joel Davis. If do you guys remember when we were talking about the X-Men movie?
Oh yes, the X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
If X-Men does well,
Directed by Thunderbolts,
which
man.
FYI the Thunderbolts crew is working on.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me.
Could MCU coast on just X-Men mutant stuff for the next 10 years?
Sure. Absolutely.
No, in 10 years when we get Age of Apocalypse with The Rock as Apocalypse is like their big end of saga for the mutant saga. It'll be very exciting. But no, obviously
The
they can
Rock is
obviously
like this.
tell off of X-Men.
I think the smartest thing they can do is soft reboot the major characters that they've kind of written out that people still really like, so that you have a relatively functioning Marvel universe apart from the X-Men. It would be not smart to leave those characters totally off the board and to pivot entirely to X-Men and FF, because now you just look like, even if you make them very differently, where the tone is not like Fox X-Men, now you're just kind of back in that Fox place from the mid 2000s, where like we've got they weren't the same universe, but like we got FF, we got X-Men, and then
I
like,
wouldn't mind that.
you know, we had a Daredevil movie. Then we've got Daredevil on TV again. It's like the same. We're about to make a Ghost Rider movie. The same characters that we were doing in the mid 2000s, when a lot of these Marvel characters, besides Spider-Man, were off the board, are the ones that suddenly you're going to pivot to. I think you do have to have that larger Marvel universe around, even if we're not focusing on it. I don't think it would be smart.
Yeah.
So when you say coasting, in the sense of the main thing you're focusing on being mutants for the next 10 years, absolutely. But I don't think it's smart to only make X-Men things.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, there's not a lot of X-Men stuff where like I don't see them making a Cyclops movie or I don't know, a Gambit movie. Like I could see them maybe spinning some of that stuff into shows. Maybe not
so good.
Cyclops. I'm sorry I had to put that ill will out there, but
No. But a Gambit movie would be so good.
Maybe they would. I don't know.
And a Rogue movie with
depends.
Miss Marvel. That would be so stupid.
Well, what are you talking? So, what I want to say is characters that are the big breakouts are more likely to have an Origins-esque movie, like we were trying to do with Wolverine, and that we almost did with Magneto back in the day. But there's been a history with MCU recently, particularly on Disney Plus, of kind of jumping the gun and giving characters their own projects even before we know if they're big breakout characters. But because they've oversaturated things so hard and they've probably lost some money with the Disney Plus shows, I don't think you'll see as much of that. I think you're absolutely right, Austin,
Yeah.
that you're probably not going to see a Cyclops movie like all on his own until we've had 2 or 3 X-Men movies and he's beloved and everybody really likes to take on that character, or if people really like him, but like the old franchise, he doesn't get much to do, and they give him his own thing so they can go, see, look, we're actually paying attention to Cyclops now.
See, and I think they'll make him the lead of X-Men.
I do too.
I have no doubt about that. But like, yeah, I don't know that he'll spin off. Wolverine will definitely have spin off movies because that's like a proven successful thing that they can coast off of as well. But like, I don't know offhand how many of those characters will get that treatment.
Yeah, Wolverine's his own franchise. He's had 3.5 movies. I mean, he's had 4 movies with his name in the title.
And there is no way they don't make a Wolverine versus Hulk movie.
Yeah, probably so. It would be pretty cool if they did that and recreated that McFarlane cover, like for their movie cover, for their poster.
Yeah, I mean they already did that with Deadpool, but I mean you could still do that again with a new actor.
They did that with Deadpool?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the when he's doing like
When
the
he's going through
montage where he's
Wolverine's-
going to the different Wolverines. He's like, "You're the Wolverine that fought Hulk," and they do that
and
cover.
then
Where
they
he's,
do it, and then
Oh, okay.
uh,
I forgot they actually did that.
Yeah.
That cover
it's
there.
he's
Yeah.
facing the completely opposite direction for some reason.
But my point is,
and it's zoomed out too much. But like,
But-
there was an attempt.
But my point is, it would make for a great movie poster.
Oh, it totally would.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, go
But
ahead.
then you can't have all the floating heads.
Oh, you gotta have that. Well, you have more than one poster. Anyway, sir, good. You're not gonna have all the floating heads if there's not too much of a supporting cast and it's focused primarily on them. Good. It'll be just them and Sabretooth. The poster will be Hulk looming in the background and Wolverine and Sabretooth running at each other.
Yes. $2 from Dan Schneider.
Yeah, thank you.
And Amy Pascal or Kathleen Kennedy, who is worse?
I don't know if I can do that. I don't feel like I don't feel like I know enough about like the careers and mistakes of both of them. Like obviously, there's a lot of shade we can throw at either of them, but I don't know, Austin. I'm not sure who I'd put above the other.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of hard. Well, because I feel like with Kathleen Kennedy, I feel like she's just kind of like a classic producer, where like I think part of the issue with Star Wars is there was no person guiding anything. Like I think it was just kind of like, oh, greenlight projects, which is what you do when you're a normal producer, as opposed to like running, steering a franchise. Whereas Amy Pascal is like a crazy person steering the ship. So I don't know. Yeah. They should join forces. They should become a duo.
Gun to my head, I almost want to say Pascal.
Yeah, probably. But I don't want to admit that because she's running James Bond.
Fair enough. Well, I almost would want to look at the track record they both had earlier in their careers when they seem to be doing a better job.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's part of it. But if we're saying just the last 10 years, like, yeah, it's tough to say.
And producers are so hard to like go off of because what are they doing? No one knows.
Yeah. And like how
What
much
is their
can you blame
involvement?
them for certain creative blunders? And yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah,
exactly. You've stumped us on that. Okay, go ahead, Jason.
Okay. I'm probably gonna read one more super chat and then I'm gonna have to go.
Okay.
$5 from Chewbacca's lover. MCU is its own brand now. They don't care about comics. Disney executives have told people working at comics that what they do doesn't matter.
I know. It's depressing. The future looks pretty bleak for Marvel, like in the comic side. I'm sorry to say, and it's been bleak for the last decade or more. I'm constantly talking about how bad a shape they're in and how they're not publishing a whole lot that's worthwhile, and how they're really out of touch with what readers really want, and how they seem to like almost be trying to do the opposite of what will actually sell and what's actually engaging. And then they've just moved their offices to California. They've left New York. They're replacing their head with a not comics person, and it's going to be even a lot more uh, movie and TV centric than it was before. Like, it is just a glorified. It's not even a testing ground for adaptation anymore. It's kind of just a glorified. I want to say a glorified like ad company for the movies. It doesn't even really feel like that. It kind of feels just obligatory. Like, well, we've always had this. I guess we have to publish something.
I just remembered I forgot to send you the new Spider-Woman book they announced today, Cap. So it was like a new Spider-Woman book. Like, I think it's like her as like a detective, and I'm like, okay, that sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And I click on it, and it's like she's trying to solve mysteries. She's also infected by Carnage. It's like she's got one
God.
Carnage eye.
No.
It's like, what is this?
One of the pieces of news for from Comic-Con was Eddie Brock is going to be Venom again.
Yay!
I mean, it had to happen at some
Mary
point.
Jane won't be Venom anymore. That's heartbreaking.
We've given it to everybody else.
Yeah. It's like Marina Sirtis getting to run the Enterprise. It's just, everyone else got it, so it had to go to her eventually.
And she's got to crash it. Mary Jane had to crash the Venom symbiote into Viridian 3.
Into Paul.
Jason, you got to get going?
Yep.
Okay, well, thanks for moderating for us. How all over the place are the super chats? Because I know you were going out of order.
It's just those two right now.
Oh, you've hit everything else?
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Groovy.
If Jason did accidentally skip anything, let us know, folks.
Yeah.
But appreciate you, Jason.
I tried to double check. I did my best, but
Thanks for all your help, man.
yep. There's a lot of super chatting. And
Yeah.
thanks everybody.
I really appreciate you keeping track of that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a good night.
By the day goes.
Bye.
Okay, I'll read these last two super chats, and then
Yeah.
we'll see just how much more of this news we can get to. I know we haven't talked about very much yet, specific to Comic-Con, but it seems like everybody kind of wanted to stay on the MCU bandwagon, that train. So, like I said, we can try to rapid fire it. But if this is mostly what we end up doing tonight, it seems like that's what people are most interested in. And I almost, Austin, came into this just doing that in the first place. And then I was like, well, we don't have a lot of details yet about Ghost Rider and Black Panther 3. I should probably beef it out with some of the other news. And everybody's like, we don't actually really care about that. Let's just keep it on the two movies we know nothing about.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we love to do.
That's not fair. We've talked about all kinds of stuff related to this tonight. You guys are great. Thanks for all the thoughtful questions.
Much stuff.
Joel Davis, $5 super chat. Thank you. With Black Panther 3 being about T'Challa's son, now age 30, is this a sign we are not recasting as much post Secret Wars? That's an excellent question. I don't think it's necessarily a sign of that, Austin, because I think it just sticks with their mandate of we're worried that people are going to throw a fit if we recast actual T'Challa, so we're not going to do that. I don't think it means Tony Stark can't be recast, and I kind of buy the rumors that he's going to be. I kind of buy that.
Yeah, no, I think there's a good chance we recast the original 6 Avengers plus Ant-Man and Wasp after Secret Wars, but T'Challa's in such a weird place, and like they set up T'Challa too, and it's that same director, that's worked on all of it. Like maybe Coogler wouldn't have wanted to do that. I'm not sure. Like who knows with any of that stuff. But it does definitely seem, at least right now, that we won't recast T'Challa, and they'll probably just kind of hand wave it of the thing I've always made fun of, which is he is literally T'Challa 2.
Yeah.
He is the same character
That's
essentially.
that's the technicality. Well, he's T'Challa. Well, yeah, he's his kid. He's a
Yeah,
different
he's the
character.
Krusty Krab too, right next to the Krusty Krab. It's like we didn't recast him, but we did.
Yeah. Well, it's the old Hollywood way of soft rebooting. You know, it's like we make it about this person's kid.
Mhm.
Or I shouldn't even
Yeah, and
say
it's
old
it's very
Hollywood. It's
awkward.
like the legacy sequel way of doing it. It's like, Indiana Jones 4, we're gonna set up this son of our main character, hoping to maybe spin him off into his own thing at some point.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, no, exactly.
Speculation cast time. How do you think they'll age him up?
Something, something, new universe, crafted something. He's older now. I don't think they'll put like a ton of thought into it. I think it will just be after Secret Wars. Just some things are different.
Um, if I had to throw out a theory, yeah, they could obviously they could just do that. You wonder just how many things will be like that after Secret Wars, where it's like Doom has rebuilt the universe and certain things are just different now, and how much of it will we see even before we get to those movies. Uh, if they do something more thoughtful and specific with it, I say thoughtful only in that like they actually think it out and show it to us before we get there. I could see that actor, like they've not told us they're doing this yet, but I could see them taking him and actually putting him in Secret Wars and having a area of Battle World that is that character aged up, and then that's the version that we bring into the new universe.
Yeah, I think that's also very safe. There was kind of, if you remember from that Secret Wars concept art that was a while ago that Marvel said was from like an earlier draft and is not relevant anymore. There was like a big Wakanda section, and I think there was like a male Black Panther at the head of it.
Okay.
So that could very well be what they do. And the fact that he's cast now and Secret Wars hasn't started filming yet means he potentially probably is in Secret Wars.
There's every likelihood he is in that.
Yeah, definitely. Gosling also probably is in Secret Wars.
Yeah, maybe so. Dan Schneider, $5 super chat. They wanted to have Man Spider in Brand New Day. I've not heard this, but they cut it out because they thought it would scare kids, even though they did it in 90s Spider-Man. That's a
Yeah,
that's a crying shame
they
if
said
that's the
that a couple
case.
months ago, and then they said it again recently.
You see, I didn't want. I obviously don't want to do spoilers about that movie, so I almost hesitated to read that for a second, because I went into that kind of wondering if there was any potential that they did Man Spider, because I had not heard that
Well, you
quote.
and I had like a debate about it,
Yeah, about
like
whether
when that first trailer came out.
yeah, and they tease it pretty hard. I will
Mhm.
say. Like, I'm trying not to give
Yeah,
things away, but there are things early on that make you think, I mean, maybe they'll go that way. But I guess everybody but me already knew they didn't do that. So I apologies. Minor spoilers because I had to read a super chat, but yes, they did not go full Man Spider. I am sorry to say.
yeah, it's disappointing. Maybe next time we'll get the 6 arms, but probably not.
Again, I'm not saying that means I loved the movie or hated the movie.
Mhm. Well, we all know that you like Man Spider more than Spider Man, so the fact that they didn't do that means you definitely hated it.
Every time a Spider-Man movie comes out, I have to look at the title cross-eyed just so that I can imagine Man Spider, and I have to ignore the hyphen. But yeah, that's my headcanon is that every
You
time
saw
it's
Raimi's
Man.
first. You saw Raimi's first movie, and you're like, "Where's his damn 6 arms?" And you say that in every movie.
That's become my
But that
mantra.
is a shame
I
if
put him on a
that
T-shirt.
is the case, because that also limits what you can do in a Spider-Man movie. And like, obviously, you wouldn't go like hardcore with Man Spider. Like, yes, he's in the '90s cartoon. In live action, it's a little different. Like, I don't know that you would go that design, like
Well, he'd be real
running out and
scary.
scaring. Exactly. Like, I don't think you would go fully that far with it. But like, the fact that you can't do any of that, I think, is a bit of a shame.
It would be really neat to see a like Cronenberg fly take on that, and you about have to go rated R to do it.
Yeah, no, for sure. But like, I would be happy with just him getting this 6 arms, and
Absolutely. Yeah, no, you don't
he's
even
got
have
to
to go
deal
to
with
Mean
that. Like,
Spider. You just have him grow those and then go, what the hell am I gonna do with this? I got 6 arms. Like I can't go out in public now. Like how am I supposed to have a secret identity? Uh
yeah, exactly.
all of that is fun. And then yeah, he doesn't, or you could be working toward Man Spider and like he's got a ticking clock and like if I don't get this genetic problem figured out, I will turn into this monster. And
Yeah,
maybe you even do like a dream sequence where you see a shadow of it where like he's scared he's going to turn into it and you kind of tease it for the audience, but then he stops it before that happens, you know.
yeah, no, exactly. Like, I think that's fine. Um, but yeah, I don't know, because the way I look at it is not just Man Spider, but like it makes me nervous that there's just like a bunch of kind of classic Spider-Man stuff they maybe wouldn't go to. Not that that's necessarily like classic, but like,
It is in my
would
mind.
you go to Craven's Last Hunt knowing that like Man Spider's too far? Like, I
Yeah, are
don't
we ever going to
know.
get to see him buried alive? Almost certainly not. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. I think Craven's Last Hunt would be a wonderful R-rated movie, and I don't think we'll ever see it. And it's one of the many reasons I wish Marvel would do more stuff in animation, because that's probably the way to do that is do a hard R animated Spider-Man film.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't even need that to be R, but like, I don't know, it would be cool to
That's
get some of that
that's true. It wouldn't
stuff.
have to be hard R, but just like allow it. You know, like let those
Yeah,
adult ideas like show up there.
it's
Um,
okay to scare children
it
in your
is.
movie aimed at children, but I also get, like I said, if they went like full '90s cartoon, I could see that being a step too far.
Well,
Like you, even if you just redesign it.
and the other thing I'll say real quick about without spoiling anything about that actual movie is there were several things that reminded me of that period in comics, which is one of the
Okay.
reasons I wish they would do it, where it just felt very in line with what they were doing. Uh,
Yeah.
Bob the Hun $5 super chat. Only reason they don't just shut down Marvel Comics is because they'll get a lot of bad press if they do it. You're right about it being obligatory. I think that's probably true. Obviously the comic shops will freak out. Uh, like they could be worried that it will hurt their bottom line as far as the extra media goes. Like the comic fans are still a good amount of the people seeing those movies. Obviously, a lot of other people are also, but they've done everything they can to make it clear that they don't care about comic source material. But if they just flat out don't make comics anymore, that's probably the actual bridge too far for enough people that it could hurt their bottom line.
Yeah. No, it's so weird. I have no idea. Like, because I agree. Like, I feel like they don't want that heat of, oh, we closed it, but at the same time, I don't know that Disney actually cares. Like, I feel like if they were actually like just fully losing a ton of money, they would have no like bones about just cutting that off.
Yeah,
But who knows?
my prediction is that, yeah, there is because I think I agree with his super chat. There is a PR component to this, but there's been a lot of talk lately that Disney is likely to outsource the comic side eventually to another company or like sell the comic side and like allow the carry. And I forget who. There was like a specific house they've been talking that people are talking about where they would. Sorry, I don't have the information in front of me, but like they would basically give the rights to another company to make comics, but probably not anything else. And so then the you still have the books being made, so comics existed, so that would satiate the fanboys.
Mhm. And if
But
they're licensing it out, like they don't have to pay for any of
but they
it.
don't actually have to pay for any of it. They don't have they would feel like they don't have to get the heat when people don't like it. All of that, and that's my
Yeah.
prediction that within the next 5 years, that's what they do.
Yeah, it's possible. We should also note that Quesada threatened doing a sequel to One More Day
No,
recently, so we
and
could also get that.
can I also say that
Yeah.
depending on who was in charge, and if they could get any decent, if they had any decent talent there, that actually could be the best case scenario for the comics, because I now whoever's working on them can do absolutely anything they want to, and Disney's not going to care. There would be like no mandate about what kinds of things you can put out. And so like if there was anybody talented at there at all, they'd be just working by themselves. That could be the best thing to happen to the comic side.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It's weird to say. Like you want to be like, oh, Marvel should make Marvel comics, but like, Marvel's got a crappy parent company that everybody's upset with right now. Like, maybe do give it to somebody else.
No, Marvel needs to, like, a full restructuring at this point. Like,
Mhm.
they need like just fresh blood and lots of it.
Joel Davis, $5 super chat. If Secret Wars is a big enough hit and makes billions, is putting Nova, Gosling, and Son of T'Challa in it, then spinning them of smart marking? Maybe he means smart marketing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. Like,
Yeah.
either way, I think that movie will do really well, and introducing those characters with the possibility of them blowing up makes sense. I do need Black Panther 3 to be called Son of T'Challa. I want that to be his name.
Yeah, I wonder what that actual film will be called. Because they don't have the
Black Panther 3, Son of T'Challa.
because they don't have the numbering thing.
Yeah,
Well, it won't be 3.
You're right. I'm surprised it didn't have
They don't have
another
the they
name.
don't have the numbering.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
no,
interesting
good call.
to
I didn't think
get a
about that,
title
but
for
you're right.
Did they show what looked like a logo with a 3 in it? Because I'm sure
I think they
just
did.
working title. There's no way that's called Black Panther 3.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it was just like the generic Black Panther logo with like Roman numeral 3.
Okay. Yeah, they won't do that.
Yeah. I don't know what it'll be called, but maybe whatever it is, they're just not ready to say. Like, maybe if they say what the title is, it'll kind of be like, oh, this is exactly what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be called Black Panther: A Storm's a Coming.
I could see Legacy, particularly because Gunn didn't use it for Superman.
Yeah,
I
and you're doing
I could see Black
the
Panther
third Black
Legacy,
Panther
like
and the son of T'Challa.
yeah, like we're passing the mantle to another T'Challa, and we still want to make a big deal out of remembering Boseman. I could see that.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad call.
It's not even a terrible title.
Yeah, no, and I mean, like, the Black Panther is a legacy, like, already. You could build something around that.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. Sorry, I'm scrolling down this to see other things that we really need to hit, Austin.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of new trailers that have come out recently that we haven't really talked too much about. I can't remember if Jason and I tackled that latest Clayface trailer or not. I don't know if we've talked about that on camera at all.
I don't think so, because I think that and Lanterns came out like a day apart. They were
Yeah,
really close.
that was the other one. I don't think we've talked about the new Lanterns trailer either.
Yeah,
Which seems to be the Lanterns trailer, I should say, seems to be giving a lot of the Green Lantern fans that are disparaging of that project and think it looks awful a lot more of what they were kind of asking for. Like I'm seeing a lot of people a little more satiated by it, going, "Okay, I'm going to give it a chance now." Particularly with that shot of Sinestro, I think that's helping a lot. It looks more like they're doing a lot of Green Lantern lore. And like, oh, okay, there's actually Green Lantern stuff in this.
and because a lot of people were like, "Oh, it takes place on Earth. That means there's no cosmic stuff at all in it." To which I always said, "Of course there will be.
Yeah.
Green Lantern mostly takes place on Earth."
Yeah,
and then
there
we
is
have space stuff. I'm excited that they're doing the Mindhunters. I had no idea that they were doing that. Or Manhunters, sorry. It's
Maybe
getting
we
late.
did talk about
Manhunters,
this.
yeah.
I forget.
I don't think we did. But I thought both trailers looked good.
No man can stop the Manhunters.
It's true.
We
I like the
mentioned
Manhunters.
we talked
I'm
about this
excited about that.
briefly someplace because I do remember making the statement that non-Green Lantern people will be confused and will oh, maybe I didn't say this on camera. Will be confused and think that the Manhunters are Martians.
I think when we get to Martian Manhunter, probably I had that thought too. As of right now, Martian Manhunter is so small. I don't think the average person will be thinking that.
Okay.
But when we get to Martian Manhunter, certainly, especially if he's in like a upcoming project, like if he's in Man of Tomorrow or something.
I'm hearing a lot less of that complaint about like there's no green in it. Uh, Given a lot of the ring stuff that we get in that trailer, like if people seem more
Yeah.
kind of open and curious about it. But the one giant complaint I'm still hearing a ton of from Green Lantern fans is they're gonna be really angry if the rumor and the leaked plot point is true that Hal Jordan dies in the pilot.
Yeah. So I heard about that. I have no idea. I don't know, but if that is the case, yeah, it's because they're doing Parallax, and he
Yeah,
will
that's
be
that was
back.
that's yeah, that was
Uh,
exactly my response. Is why don't we
like,
just calm down and watch the show, folks? You
I
know what I
also
mean?
didn't know this
Like,
until Comic Con that the show. Like, I don't think I've heard anyone talk about this before Comic Con, but they talked about how that show is taking place in two timelines, where
oh,
there's when John's being trained, and then there's modern day. So like also there's that bit in the first teaser where Hal says that there's no other human Green Lanterns. My reaction to that was, oh, it's because guy's an asshole. We don't want to acknowledge him. But that's probably just a case of he wasn't a Green Lantern yet.
no, it sounds like Guy is supposed to be the like main human Green Lantern,
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
and then you've got older Hal Jordan that is reluctant about giving his ring up. But okay, so if and I don't know if that leak is going to be real or not. But if we kill him in the pilot, and I know you've not seen this, Austin, but that would mean, and they're doing the two timeline thing. That would mean that they're handling it like exactly the way Paradise handles the president in that show, uh, played by James Marsden. Because that first season is a murder mystery about who kills the president, and like he's dead in the teaser. And then Marsden is
Oh,
one of the main characters through the whole season, where you see
yeah.
him die, but then we're flashing back to him constantly, because we keep doing stuff in earlier in the timeline. So it sounds like it's that format potentially, and that would be the reason that you're going two timelines, so you still get a lot of Hal Jordan stuff. The difference is Marsden can't come back to life in that show, probably, uh, but Hal
He could be a
Jordan
Red Lantern.
will
He could
almost
be
certainly,
Parallax.
but Hal Jordan will almost certainly be Parallax. So
Yeah.
he's not gonna stay dead. Like he'll come back. Now I get Green Lantern fans that are frustrated that we went with an older Hal Jordan and that we're not focusing on him because they want something more like definitive and indicative of like classic Green Lantern because we've never really seen that on screen. That's a fair complaint. It doesn't mean the show will be bad, but like
Yeah. No, I agree.
I totally get that. I totally get if you look at those trailers and there's just nothing in it for you. Like that's fair. But to look at them and to make a lot of assumptions about what will certainly happen in it, I don't understand that.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, and there was a quote from Comic Con that also kind of hinted towards Parallax. There was some line, I forget who said it, but it was like the Guardians are concerned about Hal and like the impact that Sinestro has had on him. And I was like, oh, we're gonna do something where like Sinestro something something has infected Hal with Parallax, probably.
Yeah.
But when they announced an older Hal, I was like, oh, we're definitely going that direction. Also, I want to throw out, I saw the greatest interview ever the other day with Kyle Chandler, the guy who plays Hal. and it was this thing was so they had like a Mount Rushmore setup, and they had just like different comic book movie actors, and they're like, pick your Mount Rushmore of actors that have played comic book people, and he's just like clearly trolling the whole time. And at one point, he picks up a picture of Lego Batman and is like, "I love this man. I grew up with him," and then puts it on there. It was really funny. I just wanted to throw that out there.
That's pretty great. No, that project.
Yeah, I hope that show is good.
It looks fascinating. Like the more we see of it.
Yeah, and like I have reasons to be cautious. Like I'm not a big fan of Lindelof, and Tom King can be very hit or miss for me. But like at the same time, you also have a showrunner that I think can maybe rein them in a little bit. So yeah, I hope it's good.
And I'm just excited that there's so much Green Lantern lore in it because they'll do Spectrum stuff, and I'll probably get Red Lanterns, and it probably won't take that long to get there. And so
yeah,
I'm excited about
that.
And
Sinestro looks really good.
He looks really good. If
looks
Atrocity
perfect.
shows up in that first season, I will geek out a little bit. That would be a big deal for me.
Yeah, I mean it's possible.
Or if you got the Cat.
James Gunn's running DC. If we don't get the Cat, I'll be shocked. And the Squirrel Green Lantern. Chip, I think his name is. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not scary like the Red Lantern Cat. I can't think of his name.
No, but they'll fight.
I need to go back through Red Lanterns because that's his name. I always forget it. Yeah. I'm very rusty. Like I love Red Lanterns, but I've only read through that stuff once.
Yeah.
Chewbacca's Lover, $5 super chat. Do you remember when we were talking about Spider-Man? Sorry, I feel like I got to Jason now because he went to bed. I watched 90s Spider-Man at 4 years old. Now I'm hearing modern 4-year-olds can't handle it because it's too scary. Times really have changed. That's odd.
So, to a degree, there is also a difference between live action and a kid's cartoon with like a ton of censorship.
Oh, I thought he meant he's hearing about 4-year-olds that are trying to watch 90s Spider-Man and they can't handle 90s Spider-Man.
I thought he was just talking about that man spider thing.
No, I think you're right. Yeah.
Because those are very different. Like that does recontextualize that. But at the same time, like, yeah, we also do kind of baby kids too much at times.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, I see both sides of it because they can't go too far because they know that like a lot of families go to see those, and so they've got to have obviously they've got.
He just said he's specifically talking about the 90s Spider-Man. I've not heard that at all.
No, I haven't either. But yeah, they've got to have families in mind with that. But like, yeah, like let this kids get scared a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can just see understand the like why a studio would be hesitant to be like, oh, Spider-Man's gonna turn into a giant spider creature for the last third act of your movie, and you're gonna completely lose him as a character, and it's gonna freak all the kids out, and yeah.
So let me ask you this question though: why is the Hulk not too scary?
Because the Hulk is still humanoid enough. I'm specifically talking about the 90s cartoon design. If you go specifically that in live action, I do think that is a bit farther.
Oh, absolutely. But if they're thinking we can't have Spider-Man turn into a monster because it would just at all because it would scare kids too much. But you put the Hulk in that movie, in the same movie.
No, and Hulk's whole thing is that he turns into a monster. That just is the Hulk.
Yeah.
The man spider thing is Spider-Man is now kind of taken off the board and is now possibly the villain in your third act too. Yeah,
that's true. I mean, I don't want to say too much of that. It would have been a very different movie if they'd done that. But
yeah. And I'm also not saying you can't have that in a movie. I'm just saying I understand, devil's advocate.
Why there could have been some kind of fun character parallels. It'd be pretty cool if we.
And I just want the multi-armed Spider-Man.
No, me too. But it would have been pretty cool if we'd had Peter Parker transform into Man Spider in the same movie that we threw the Hulk in. But
they could fight the Hulk.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah. Anyway,
and Bernthal Punisher.
Yeah. Like, they are skirting around the family-friendly thing a little bit. They got Punisher in their movie. These are all things I'd be saying even if I hadn't seen it, by the way. Okay. Other things that we want to bring up from Comic-Con. Oh, was there anything you want to say about that most recent Clayface trailer?
Not really. It's more of it. It looks good.
It still looks
I'm
great.
excited.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like, to your point, because we talked about this off camera, I like that they're saving the giant monster Clayface.
Yes, and I assumed we would get that in the trailer, so I was pretty happy we didn't.
I like that we see a shadow of it, like they're promising it, and
yeah, I think we see like part of his arm
Mhm.
too in this new trailer.
And you can tell he's going to get huge.
Yes,
and that's exciting. I like that they're so confident in whatever that's going to look like that they're making us really wait for it. Now you could say,
Yeah.
well, if you weren't confident, you'd do the same thing because if it looks terrible, you can't sell the movie on it. But every aspect of the way they're selling it is dripping with confidence.
I also think that's only in the third act.
Oh,
like
me
I think
too.
that will be like the body horror thing of like The Fly, where it's like you're slowly building to it,
Yeah.
and then boom, now here's the big monster thing.
Too, but BVS
so it's
didn't
also
wait
smart not to sell it on
But
it.
BVS didn't wait to show us their crappy Doomsday that's only in the third act. Like we
Yeah,
do
exactly.
often sell these things on not even always bad, but just on the big monster that doesn't show up until the very end.
Yep. Very true.
So I'm glad we're not doing that. Johnny Depp is going to be Ebenezer Scrooge. That's pretty weird. That trailer for that Ebenezer movie is baffling. I think it looks dreadful, and
yeah,
like I know you wouldn't go anyway because you already just don't like that material. Like you already don't like A Christmas Carol, but I do, and I don't even understand what they're making. Like the poster makes it sound like it's some kind of a prequel where it's like before he was Scrooge, he was Ebenezer, and I'm like, well, he'd be both because that's his first
because that's his whole name,
last name. I don't really understand that, but then you see the trailer,
so many people
and it's just
a prequel.
It's just all the Christmas Carol stuff. Like the ghosts are in it, like Marley's in it. I don't understand how it's a prequel.
Well, so I think it's just called I think the full title is like Ebenezer, a Christmas Carol. But like I think their own. I think that is the full. That's not on the poster, but I think that's the full title. But I think they only did that because of the Robert Eggers Christmas Carol was announced at the same time, and one of them had to back down, and it wasn't going to be Eggers. And like a Christmas Carol prequel is weird, like just in terms of like a thing to say because the material already is a prequel.
Yeah,
to a degree. Yeah.
No, Austin, I'm sorry. You're wrong. The project was originally announced as Ebenezer: A Christmas Carol, but they've shortened it now. They've changed it.
Okay, I didn't hear that they changed it. I just knew that it was called that.
It's not in the trailer that way, which is why I was suspicious. I was like, they would have put it there.
Well, you never know. Sometimes we get too confident about things. Venom's trailer ended with just V.
It's true.
You never know.
Ghostbusters 2016 couldn't decide if it had a subtitle or not.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad Johnny Depp is back and getting to make movies, but he's like the performance he's giving seems bizarre, and like I don't know, it looks really comedy driven, and you know what it kind of looks like. It looks like somebody wants to make Tim Burton's A Christmas Carol, but it's not Tim Burton.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. It's baffling.
In its way, it feels a little bit like the trailers for that Willy Wonka prequel, which I never saw, but I heard nothing but terrible things about.
Don't. It's really, really bad.
I can't believe you sat through it.
I don't know why. I genuinely don't know. Like, I don't have like a huge attachment to that, like Willy Wonka. Like, I like the original movie; it's good, but like, I don't go back to it. Like I don't know. Why did I watch that movie, Cap? I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say somebody in your family wanted to put it on, and so you just got saddled with having to watch it.
Maybe I don't even remember.
But I don't know why you
like. Why did I watch this?
Of your own accord. I don't know why you would just sit down and watch that. I gotta watch a movie tonight. Let's watch this.
Somebody must have made me watch that, and I just don't remember. That's the only thing that makes sense. But yeah, don't watch it. It's really, really bad.
Speaking of Willy Wonka, this is not a Comic-Con thing, but Jason and I meant to talk about this on another Captain Logan show recently, and we didn't get to it on our list. Have you heard about the controversial, bizarre, ultra cynical series that Netflix is doing? Have you heard about this?
Of
with Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka. Oh, is it that Taika Waititi project? Because I heard that he was attached to. No, okay.
No, it's a competitive reality series. Oh, you've not heard about this? Okay, so Netflix is doing a Willy Wonka inspired competitive reality series where they send kids, and I think it's like a kid and adult pairing, into a chocolate factory that they built, and then they get picked off one by one like they do in the movie, and then whoever wins gets some kind of prize, right? But the reason it's controversial is the host of it, I kid you not, is an AI recreation voice of Gene Wilder.
Oh my god.
Watch the trailer. It's upsetting.
That's bad.
It's upsetting. And when they're like the press releases and everything, they get ahead of it really fast by saying his family signed off on it. Like his wife gives the blessing. And it's just, it sounds robotic and it's bad, and it's like, how do you do that show? Never mind how you feel about like a reality show based on that. I can actually say how that might be sort of fun, but how do you do that show and not cast a Willy Wonka who is interacting with everyone? Like, why would anyone forget that it's like disrespectful to the memory of that man? Like we are not remembering this person properly. We are not honoring this man properly, Austin. How in the world are they expecting anybody to want to watch that show without a real life host that's like interacting with the kid? So it's just a voice. Like all you get in the trailer is just a voiceover, and the sense I get is that that's kind of the host of it. Like I don't know if there's a physical. Like I think there's an Oompa Loompa
one.
Like that's probably what they do. But I'm sorry, is that?
Amazon did a Bond reality show, and Brian Cox is the host of that. And I don't think he's there with the people. Like I think they just have cutaways to him as a host, almost like a narrator kind of thing. So I would imagine it's like that.
Well, here's the thing: they do the same thing with Stan Lee and Who Wants to Be a Superhero, where he's like on a screen and he's not physically there with every. Now he interacts with them through a screen, like they talk like a Skype call or something. But the problem. Yeah. Look, Skype existed back then, okay. But the problem with this is there's not even a physical face. It's not like Brian Cox. There's not a face to cut back to. Like it's just a voice.
No, that's weird. Yeah, that's very weird.
It'll be even worse if they're trying to recreate the likeness as an AI. They didn't show you that. That'd be insane.
No, because I thought that Bond one was bad enough. But this sounds way worse. And that one's funny because they did 2 seasons, and then I think it got canceled recently. But nobody wins. Like you have to actually beat the challenges to win, and nobody wins by the end of both seasons. And Brian Cox is only in it because he thought they were asking him to be the main villain of a new Bond movie.
John Von Kelling says that he actually put in an application for that Willy Wonka reality show. He says, obviously, I was not chosen.
Did you put in an application as the child or the adult in the pairing?
Oh yeah, they're probably not even pairing real parents with real children.
Probably not. They're probably just picking people off the street.
They just pretend like, okay, just say that's your mom, okay?
Say it's your grandpa that lives in bed and got up to do this with you.
Real life actual Jim Carrey, $2 super chat. Austin, do you like My Christmas Carol?
I've not seen your Christmas Carol. That's one I've not seen, but I will say, it looks horrific.
Yeah, it
Because
looks.
it's part of that. Because it's part of that. Is that Zemeckis that actually did it?
Yes,
I know it's like part of those Zemeckis-looking movies. Okay, so it is.
it is.
And those movies look terrifying.
It's painful looking. I've never seen that, and I don't think I could sit through it. I saw the trailer and I went, I can't look at this animation.
Yeah, no, I can't look at that stuff either. It looks so bad. I just know with that I think Carrie plays obviously Scrooge, and then I think he plays all the ghosts too.
John Von Kelling, I think, is saying that I'm missing a super chat of his, but I'm not finding one that I haven't hit that's recent anyway. Would you check and see if I missed one?
Where is he saying that? I didn't see.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I misread it. Okay, let's continue on, shall we?
Yes.
Sorry about that. He was talking about something else.
All good.
I think maybe the only other big thing I wanted to talk about was Spaceballs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They had a giant panel for that that was handled just really classy and super fun. Took everybody by surprise. Rick Moranis was there, and for obvious reasons, it was a gigantic big deal that he made that public appearance, and everybody's super stoked that he's coming back to act in that movie. And they did kind of a fun fake out with it where they call him to be on stage and he doesn't show up, and then they cut to the crowd. Did you see this, Austin? They cut to the crowd, and they've got.
I heard that you came in the helmet, but that's all I know.
They've got Spaceballs out in the audience with giant combs, like combing the audience, trying to find him.
And they combed and they found him.
And then they find him, and then he comes on stage. It's pretty great. And then they have the like fake multi-phase announcement of all of the movies that they're going to make after this, and it's in like 11 phases, and they have all these hilarious like interconnected lines and all these fake movie titles. And I don't
like by the end, like some of the movie titles are like in graphs. Like some of that stuff is really funny, and yeah, they really went all out on that.
It's so funny. I am just really impressed with all the viral marketing that they're doing for this movie.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's not going to be a case where all this stuff is really funny and then we get to the movie and it's really bad.
Me too, and that is the worry, of course.
Yeah, especially because none of it's revolving around anything in the movie. But like they've had a lot of fun with advertising it.
But some of the stuff that they showed at Comic-Con, which I don't know if it's leaked or anything, but I've not seen yet. They did show some footage apparently. And
yeah, I heard about that. I didn't see it, but I did hear that they played some.
Some of what I read that they showed did sound pretty funny, and sounded pretty on point with the humor in that original movie. There's a gag where Yogurt gets hit with a freeze gun or something, and then somebody yells "frozen yogurt." Like that's right. That's right in line with the humor in that movie.
Yeah. No, and I heard Yogurt is now mocapped, and like that's funny.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny about it is I just feel like they're taking a lot of like they're not missing good opportunities, Austin. Like mocapping him and making him a CG creature feels satirical. where it's like it's a parody of doing that with Yoda, where like it's newer, it's updated, so we have to pretend like we have the state of the art technology, even though it arguably does not look as good as the puppet. But the real reason they're doing that is because he's 100 years old and won't wear the makeup. Like he came out and said that he was like, I just can't wear the makeup anymore. And in fact, they put the dots on his face apparently for the first day he was there, and he was like, yeah, I don't even want to wear the dots. And so the visual artist decided that they could do it without it. So they're not really mocapping it. Like they're gonna animate around his performance, but they don't even have the dots.
That's awesome.
Everything sounds very promising with it.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that it's great because everything we've gotten so far has been really fun.
And even if it ends up sucking, and I want to say I don't think it will, but even if it ends up sucking, it sounds like everybody involved had a wonderful time making it. So like, it sounds like a great experience for everybody that was there. Yeah, like even if it's really self-indulgent, I'm really glad they made it just because Rick Moranis had a good time. Like because all the marketing has been so good that it's already been a good thing to have. Just because like something more mainstream needed to come out and call out like all of the nonsense, not just with recent Star Wars, but just with all the nostalgia bait in general. And it sounds like it's going to be like the original movie where they're focused on Star Wars, but they'll have jabs at MCU. They'll have jabs at all the
and everything. I know. I don't know like what exactly it was, but I heard there was like an Avatar joke too in the footage they played. So it is definitely just moving forward and making fun of sci-fi in general, like that original did.
Yeah.
I'll be shocked if there's not a joke about how the apes are CGI on the Planet of the Apes now.
Oh, I bet there will be. Yeah. And it's just there's so much to make fun of. In a weird way, it almost sounds like a movie that could be too long.
Yeah. No, that's true too.
How do you hit everything you'd want to hit?
Yeah, exactly.
And you can
I guess if you're like really holding to what you'd want to do is like really hold to like the Force Awakens kind of structure, and then like what you can pepper in, but like you really hold to the legacy sequel idea.
Yeah, because they're gonna simultaneously intentionally do like make all the mistakes those things have made while calling out all the mistakes. Is pretty clearly the direction they're going with that, and I think that
there will be a joke about CGI John Candy.
Oh yeah, most certainly. Well, and they've been talking about how they're they want it to be like a tribute to some degree to John Candy, and there are supposed to be like references and tributes to all the cast members that have died. Like they'll do something with Joan Rivers. And
true, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about Joan Rivers, but you're right.
Yeah,
but I think Candy will specifically get like the gag about we can just CGI him.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they didn't do that. I know that there is an actor that's playing a different Mog.
Yeah, and I figured we'd probably do something with like maybe his son or something.
Yeah,
as part of that legacy sequel idea.
I don't know if it's a related character. Well, and we know that we're doing that with Lone Star because he has a kid.
That's and it's Pullman's actual son.
Mm-hmm. Who's called Stardust or something? I forget what his character name is, but it's something like that.
Oh, is it Starburst?
It's Starburst. That's what it is.
Oh, and I heard that in the footage they had a slice of pizza that was Pizza the Hutt's baby.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, that's funny.
Because then that makes me think you're going after, even like Ghostbusters Afterlife, and that's one of the reasons I was kind of expecting some kind of CG John Candy, so you could kind of go after them for that with Harold Ramis.
Yeah, one, I don't even know if it'll specifically be like he'll appear on screen in like CGI, but like I think there could be like a joke of like, we're about to do it. No, that's disrespectful. We shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I think you could do that
It's probably
too.
more likely what they'll do. But I also think that in a scathing parody, they could almost get away with doing it. Like they could.
Yeah.
I feel like they could do it and then like be really crass with it and wend their way back around and somehow be classy.
Yeah, no, I mean that's possible
Because they
too.
know it's because they know it's kind of disrespectful and kind of cynical and awful, and they're showing us why. And so they give it to us, and then they turn back around and they seem more respectful somehow.
They'll do a CGI dead Mel Brooks himself.
I had that thought.
As president.
No, I had that thought where they're like, "Oh, the actor's dead," and then they just cut to Mel Brooks. I'm right here.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff.
Like, well, you
do.
got 5 minutes
really
to
hope
live.
it's
You're
good.
100 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it could be really funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Austin, anything else
Yeah.
you really want to bring up that we haven't talked about?
The only thing that I can think of is we got a trailer for the Carrie TV show, and I'm very excited about that.
Oh, okay, I have not seen that. I did see the
Yeah, it
trailer
looks good.
for Amazon's Blade Runner 2099 show.
Oh yeah, I forgot that they were making that. Yeah.
That looks decent.
Oh, okay,
That
cool.
looks like it could be great. I just feel weird about the 2099 thing. 'Cause as soon as I see that, I want Spider-Man to show up.
Yeah, it is strange. Yeah.
But I might give that a chance.
Is that live action or is that
Yeah.
animated? Oh, okay.
Yeah, take a look at the trailer
Weird.
because it looks like another movie, but it's a series. Michelle Yeoh's
Fascinating. Okay.
Michelle Yeoh's one of the main characters in it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know about this.
I just
I knew
saw it
that there was
like
like
an hour
talk of like
before
a
the show.
TV show, but
Mhm.
I didn't know what it was. Okay,
And then
that's cool.
they're still making that Rings of Power show. Not that I'm paying attention
Oh my
to
god,
that. I didn't watch the
did you
trailer.
hear about the Simon Pegg casting?
Yeah, I did hear about that. And in the I'm not IMDb, the IGN article, they were like, "Oh, you'll never believe who he's playing. It's so great." And I'm like, "Oh, all right."
I had to do a double take that I was like make sure I'm actually looking at a real news source. When I first saw that he's playing the ball hog.
Yeah,
That is so funny.
he's just voicing it.
Yeah, like, it's probably just gonna be him making monster noises, I guess.
Yeah. It's so stupid. But like, why
That
are they
was really
still
funny.
making that show? Why is Amazon sitting
Uh,
around losing money on that show? It's so expensive. Everyone laughs at it. Like, I'm sure
I
there's
think
5
because they spent
people
like
that still
a
loves that.
ridiculous amount of money for the 5-season deal. I think they're like, we spent it. We're gonna
Oh, was it supposed to be 5
do it.
seasons? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they spent something like $500 million, I think, for like 5 seasons.
Oh my god. They thought it was gonna
Yeah.
be the second coming of Christ.
Yeah.
It wasn't. But you know what they don't do anymore? They don't put Rings of Power all over the tape on my Amazon packages like they used to.
So they don't want to put money into that anymore. I heard one of the things they did because that's like that's prequel material. They gave an origin for Gandalf's name, where somebody calls him a grand elf, and then from that day on, his name is now Gandalf. That's ridiculous.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Oh no.
that's so bad.
Dude, I wish you hadn't told me that. That actually that's gonna give me a headache by itself. Like, yikes.
No, the thing that makes me
That's Solo bad.
That's not even his name. With the elves, he's Mithrandir, but that's whatever.
That is so
They don't
bad.
know. They don't care. Yeah, that's rough.
Sorry, I need a moment. Senior Sticks, a $2 super chat that I don't really know what he's saying. He's with this film, comma, idea geekvolution multiverse.
I started reading it while I was trying to take a drink, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to drink this.
He put some
Oh.
words together in order that I can't really follow. Sorry, Senior Sticks. Anyway, something about a geekvolution multiverse
I agree.
with this film. Thanks for the
that
super
makes
chat.
sense.
We do not have a multiverse saga. We don't have a Infinity Saga either.
No. We will have a mutant saga, but that's completely unrelated.
Real life actual Jim Carrey, $2 super chat. Austin, will one of my movies show up on your top 100?
Possibly. We'll see.
I'm gonna assume not. I'm gonna assume Austin does not have one movie featuring Jim Carrey on his top 100.
Sonic 3 might be pretty high on my list. You don't know.
Sonic 3 counts as a superhero movie. You can't put it there.
No, I deny that. I refuse that is a superhero film. That's clearly a furry picture, Cap.
This is the first time you've ever said the first part of that. You have actually said the second part of that before, but Braden, will there be a Spawn Year Saga? Yeah, we already made that. The Spawn Year Saga was 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Yeah, and it was all building up to this exact moment.
Super Billy, $2 super chat. Thank you guys again a ton for the support tonight. Did you guys watch the Neuromancer teaser? I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't know what that is offhand either.
No idea. I know what Neuromancer is. I've never read it, but I didn't know that there was going to be an adaptation or anything. So crazy.
Okay, I don't even know what Neuromancer is. Like, I vaguely I've heard that as a title before, but I don't know what it is.
It's a beloved classic science fiction novel. That sounds like an absurdly difficult thing to try to adapt, though.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's a show or a movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll look it up. I had a friend in college who was obsessed with Neuromancer. I don't know very much about it at all because I've never read it. William Gibson. It's I think it's like one of the cyberpunk novels.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just not enough of a sci-fi guy.
That is you know why we haven't heard about it? So this will explain both why we haven't heard about it and why it will probably be brilliant, Austin. It's on Apple TV. Because of course it is.
There you go.
You got all these apparently brilliant TV shows that like 25 people are over here watching, and they're all way more cultured than the rest of us because they're paying for Apple TV, and I like don't want to pay for more streaming services, but more and more it sounds like that's the one I should be paying for, but I'm not. And all the cool kids are watching Apple TV.
Oh crap! That reminds me. One of the movies I saw recently was like, "Thanks for buying a movie ticket. Here's a month of Apple TV," and I was like, "Yay! I can finally watch season 2 of that Godzilla show." And I think I might be near a month, and I completely forgot.
Damn it! You should have done that.
Yeah, I need to prioritize that over the weekend because I don't know how much time I have.
Dan Schneider, $2 super chat. Is staying up with you until 2 o'clock loyal or stupid? Look, it can be both.
Yeah. You can be a stupid ultimate human.
I appreciate you hanging out with us, Dan Schneider, but you do know that there's a playback. That, like, you can't watch it again later.
In fact, you should watch it on repeat many times.
RJ
and hit that like and subscribe.
I will fight you on this. The Sonic movies are video game movies, not superhero movies. There are lots of video games that feature characters that at least are arguably superheroes. But more than that, I mean, I wouldn't actually call most of the Sonic games superhero games, but those movies are structured like superhero movies. Like Sonic is just a straight up superhero in those movies.
They're also structured like the Clifford movie, and I also agree with the Clifford movie being a superhero movie.
You notice how the second movie opens with A, Sonic just trying to go out and fight crime, and B, a sequence that feels right out of both The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Ninja Turtles 2014. Like, they're superhero movies.
Would you remember when we reviewed that and my jaw dropped watching Sonic 2 because it opens with that sequence and they play It's Tricky, which they also played during the second of the 2014 Ninja Turtles movies.
Oh, that's right.
The Shadow one. And also during a truck chase.
Senior $60 Super Chat, what future Boom series will review? Well, it's more like a complete sentence now. I don't know if he means Boom like the comic studio.
I think so.
That's probably not what he means.
That's what I figured he meant.
I don't know what future series are coming from Boom that haven't started already. Like, I don't
Unless
know.
He means in the future will we review a Boom comic?
I mean, yeah, sometimes Boom makes things I'm interested in, and then I review them. Except right now they're making Power Rangers comics that aren't very good, but I'm reviewing them anyway. But yeah, besides Power Rangers, I'm not really keeping up with Boom stuff. Like, they're doing a lot of kind of acclaimed horror things. That's just not in my wheelhouse. So I've not looked at Something Is Killing the Children. I'm pretty sure that's Boom.
Yeah, because I always think that's Image, but it's not. I'm pretty sure it is Boom.
Chewbacca's Lover, $2 Super Chat. It's like they're just trying to keep us here, Austin. But we appreciate you guys. When are you getting back on Twitter, Cap? I had a little stint for a few weeks, maybe a year or two ago, where I was posting a lot on Twitter, and it was a lot of fun. I don't have time to keep up with it, and it is better for my brain to stay mostly off of social media, and so that's what I do. I know it's counterintuitive because I do the YouTube thing and I stream a lot. But I have to keep a very healthy separation from the internet apart from this. So, like, I keep up enough to do shows like this and to read a little bit about, the superhero movie news and comic news and stuff and what's going on. I don't keep up super hard. Like, I do just enough for this show where I can get away with making the show, which I know sounds half-assed, but if I'm not careful, I'll be on my phone all the time, and I don't mean to like make excuses or soapbox, but just my situation. I'm a stay-at-home dad before I'm a YouTuber, and if I've got my head in my phone all the time, it's not fair to my kids, and it's not fair to my wife, and so, like, during the day I can't do too much of that. In the evening when I'm having dinner with my kids and my wife and hanging out with my wife, I don't want to be on my phone all the time. And I stream late. I gotta sleep somewhere. So for lots of reasons, I gotta be careful about social media. So it was fun doing that. I would love to post more. I could maybe jump in and do a couple of tweets a day, but I just know I would get down a rabbit hole if I did that. And it's why I'm not on a Discord very much anymore either. I used to hang out with some of our viewers on both a public and a private Discord, and it just eats up too much time. Like, nothing against anybody. It's a lot of fun, but I get too sucked into it.
No, Cap, you need to go up to Sarah and be like, "Babe, I can't talk right now. I'm retweeting these dank memes."
The moment I said that is when she broke my phone and made me get a flip phone. That was the moment that happened. Bob the Hun, $2 Super Chat.
Because flip phones are easier to break.
That's true. When are we getting Ultimate Human t-shirts? When? We should make that. We should make the Ultimate Human.
Yeah, I agree.
But it shouldn't just say Ultimate. It should say I am. We should make a couple. It should say I am an Ultimate Human. And then we should make another one
with an Ultimate Human with the arrow.
That's the other one. It's got the arrow. I'm with the Ultimate Human.
And then one that says, "What up, Geekvolution fam? I am an Ultimate Human."
No! He said fam again. I thought we'd gotten enough distance away from it that you'd forgotten. Freaking.
No,
anyway.
Of course not.
Well, we're at almost 3 hours. Let's go ahead and call it a night. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back with kind of an alternate schedule next week. We're gonna have to flip some things around because Austin is gonna be out a little bit. So thanks, Austin, making me rearrange my whole week. We're gonna
I turned
have.
into an ultimate hater, which is what our enemies are called.
I we're gonna have a rewind commentary Wednesday night next week, I think, which is a weird day. I don't even always stream on Wednesday. And I think Monday night we're gonna have I guess I'll start at the beginning of the week. We'll have the review for the new Spider-Man movie. Tuesday will be the comic show. If all things go according to plan, Wednesday, and we're gonna do kind of a Spider-Man themed show that night because there's gonna be so much Spider-Man stuff this week. Wednesday, we're gonna do Spider-Man Homecoming. So we're gonna review the new one and then turn around and do Homecoming on Wednesday. Thursday night, we'll have the top 100 again, and then Friday, Jason and I are gonna do Request, and we have an anime movie. Uh, from '09 called Summer War. Summer War or Summer Wars?
Summer Wars, I
One of those
think.
titles. So that's the plan for next week right now. It's going to be 5 days straight. Hopefully we're able to get everything in, but that's the plan at the moment. And
Groovy.
I may do one more fun little stream over the weekend. I did a comic collection video the other day about comics, in case you didn't see it, about comics I own that are surprisingly more valuable than you would expect. And I made a stack of kind of the inverse of comics that are worth maybe less than you'd expect. Although I've kind of streamlined the idea a little bit, Austin, and it's turning now more into keys relatively significant key issues that you can get for under $25. So this one will be more of a hey, go out and get these kind of video. These are affordable and fun to have.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
So hopefully I've got time over the weekend to get that knocked out. If not, I'll do it sometime in the next couple of weeks. Leo, $5 super chat. Should the MCU do Weapon X or should they skip it? I'm of two minds about it. I love Weapon X,
Yeah.
the comic material. So it's one of my favorite graphic novels. I mean, it was published in singles initially, but reads great as a trade, of course. If they do
The
it
big
right,
thing you would have,
if it's R-rated, I mean, I would love to introduce the character that way and let it be real standalone and not talk to anything else until later. But
yeah, I think the big thing that would separate it is that you wouldn't have William Stryker running Weapon X in an MCU
yeah,
X-Men thing. So like you do have a big thing that immediately separates your Weapon X. Yeah, I mean there's potential there. I'm not against that.
if you look real close
I'm
to
not like, oh man, I need that, but at the same time, like that could be cool.
if you look real close at Windsor Smith, I would be pretty happy to have that. Like if it was pretty, stylized, and if you made it, pretty rough. But the best way to handle that material again would be an animation. And I just wish Marvel would do more cool animated projects.
And I guess it would have to be present day, because we have that Captain America movie that only exists to introduce adamantium.
Oh goodness, I didn't even think of that.
So, like, I would think it would just have to take place now.
Yeah, so it wouldn't even be a flashback movie.
Yeah,
Like you'd see
unless you did like a flashback to like 2023 or something, But like,
yeah,
yeah, it'd probably just be now.
which I could see them doing that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I also think there's like a good chance that Wolverine probably isn't in their first X-Men.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he will be. And I think that they will find excuses to do Jackman at least one or two more times, even after Secret Wars. Somehow. I think that will
Oh,
keep happening.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. I just assume Secret Wars is kind of our, and now you're off. Now we don't need we won't go back to this stuff now. But
I
with the
think,
exception of Spider-Man, because Sony is like a whole separate thing that's weird. But like,
yeah, I just think they'll be
yeah,
goofy and find a way to take a couple of the most popular of those characters and keep them around in the new universe, even if somehow you have more than one Wolverine. I kind of think that'll happen.
yeah, maybe. It's so hard to say.
Yeah. No, it is. I mean, I don't want them to do that, but I kind of think they will.
Mhm. Yeah. No, and I mean, I was on the train to recast Wolverine like around when Apocalypse came out. I was like, okay,
So was
he's kind of
I.
he's gone off into the sun. It's time to move on and have the younger actor with these other X-Men.
Well, I rolled my eyes so hard at that in Apocalypse when they did their little Weapon X uh, section, not just because it was really contrived how we got there, but because it was like, well, if you're gonna do that, you recast him.
Yeah. Oh, well, and that's another thing too, Cap, is you could also do, and I know we kind of did this with Origins, but you could do that team. What are they called? Is that just like Team X? Uh, whatever that team is that Wolverine is a part of before X-Men. I think is Mystique in that? I don't know. Whatever that is. It's what that team is in Origins.
Yeah, I'm blanking on it too.
Yeah, I think it's something X. I don't know. But you could do a movie like that, I guess. That
Yeah,
covers Weapon
I
X.
know what that is, and I just can't think of it.
I know that's the team that is in that new Wolverine game. They were like, this exists, but the X-Men don't yet.
Weird.
No, not Alpha Flight.
No, I knew it was an Alpha Flight. I'm gonna try to find it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not finding it right off.
Yeah, I don't know. You could do an Alpha Flight movie too. We Canadians need our representation.
Maybe it is T-Max.
Yeah, that's the thing that keeps coming to
It's
my
like,
mind.
it's not
But I'm like, that also
X-Force.
sounds so generic.
No, it sounds weird. Well, anyway, we were trying to
Yeah.
leave, and then I got stuck on this. And like there is the thing is, I think Weapon X has also been the name of a team before, but I don't think that's what they did with that.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not
Or I
sure.
think maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. You can do anything.
Anyway, appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us. Thanks for all the support and super chats. We will be back again next week with tons of fun streams for you. So I hope you'll pop back in. And in the meantime, I was Captain Logan. This was Austin. And Austin, thanks for joining me for so long to do this extra show.
Yeah, of course.
Good
Yeah, it's
night,
good
folks.
talking to you about all this Comic-Con stuff. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
I wanna take you for a ride.